What's going on?
Hey, Scott. No.
How are you?
How you doing? No.
Good.
All right, we'll get going here in just a few minutes. No,
Okay.
I'm just getting things started. No.
Let's switch something up here a minute.
I accidentally want to go to your account, so I'm gonna go to mine. Oh, jeez. Long technology. So I couldn't figure out how to do that really quick.
All right, we're with you on a very special edition today of Talking with Friends. We're calling it the Talking with Friends at the Big Game, or on the big game, about the big game, however you want to say it. We're just going to call it that today. Happy Sunday to everybody. I am Sports Information Director Levi Converse at Friends University, and with me, or at least joining me shortly, is my assistant SID, Morgan Raspberry. Are you there, Morgan?
Yeah, I'm right here. For some reason, the camera isn't working.
Well, that's no big deal. If you're here, then we know you're here. We're also joined right now with our assistant ADM operations, Scott Moser. Scott, how you doing today?
Doing great. Doing great.
All right. Scott, how's everything going on your end right now? I mean,
I
we're
do.
kind of in a weird semester. So how's everything going?
It's been busy, but we got a really good supporting cast with our student workers and our GAs, and just we're finding out that a lot of times they say it takes a village to get things done. I think that's what we've been doing in the athletic department, and great coaches, and again, the kids have been real resilient. I think our athletes, and again, just our student workers, and just everything it takes to pull it together. It's been a little bit of a challenge, but it hasn't been crazy uncomfortable, and it's really neat when we can put things together and actually have some games.
All right, we're joined right now by our assistant AD of operations, Scott Mosier. Scott, right now the weekend is kind of behind us. We had a busy weekend. I think it's going to be a trend though coming up here. We had volleyball yesterday, and we kind of caught a break with baseball moving up to Friday. But just kind of on my end, it's especially it's coming. I know it is on your end too, but just kind of how are you preparing for this with your workers, and kind of what's coming on the pike. We're going to have all of our fall and winter and spring sports kind of converge at the same time.
I tell you, it's made me, a much better organizer in terms of finding some ways to keep track of it, and using different methods that we use to communicate with our kids. But a lot of it, like for this upcoming weekend, it's also checking the weather forecast. We're supposed to have soccer and baseball on Saturday, the 13th. Well, the high is supposed to be, I think, 15 or something like that. So those two things are probably not going to happen. We do have basketball, women's basketball then, but so you're kind of looking at everything you can to make sure it's going to work. You want to have the games, but when some things get canceled, it adds a few more workers back to the pot that we can pull from to pull off some events. So that's a little bit easier in that regard. But I really want to see the kids playing, but it's just taking some organization and just trying to stay a couple of steps ahead of everything. There's just, like you mentioned, with everything going on at once, there's a lot of moving parts, but it's gone well.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get into the game tonight. A lot of people didn't think this was even going to happen when the NFL first started playing. It seemed like it was a long road, and it has been a long road. And I know everyone that's playing sports, whether it's at the high school, college, or professional level, is kind of fighting the same battles and stuff. But we do have a game tonight. We have this. It's Super Bowl 55, Kansas City and Tampa Bay. And before we get to who you think is going to win, we'll get this from everybody. We got a few questions that we want to ask. It's kind of fun and see what everybody thinks. And first off, there's a couple of prop questions out there that's kind of generating some interest. One is on the national anthem. And I've never really paid a lot of attention to the national anthem before. I mean, I've listened to it obviously, but I've not really paid attention to the length of it. But now the funny thing is there's an over-under now on how long the national anthem is going to be tonight. So the over-under is 1 minute, 59 seconds. So do you want to take the over or the under?
Oh my heavens. I don't know. I just want to see the jets, the airplanes fly over at the right time. I don't know how they time that out like they do. So
it is.
I don't think that's a legal bet, because somebody knows the length on that.
You would think.
There's been rehearsals and all that good stuff, but
it's out there though.
Who's doing
there
this year?
Yeah, for sure. If I had to take, I would take the over, just because I don't think that it's going to be sung by Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church. So if it's a duet, I'm pretty sure it's going a little longer than 2 minutes. But last year was, I think, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be the over, but we'll see. The next one's kind of funny too, and someone has to know this too. But what color is the Gatorade going to be on the winning coach or whoever wins? Is it going to be orange? Is it going to be red? I think orange is the favorite, but I would have guessed red, honestly. But orange is the favorite. So what do you think on that?
I think it'll be, I'm going back traditional. Let's go back to when the Giants started doing that, and they were getting the coach every time. I'm going traditional, lime green.
All right, sounds good. That's a good one. That's up there somehow. And if that happens, that'd be pretty big. All right, we got a couple more real quick before we get your prediction. Who do you think throws more passing yards, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
I'll let Rob answer that first.
Yeah, we're joined also by our Director of Athletics, Dr. Rob Ramsauer. He's coming up next. Rob, do you want to take a shot at that one real quick? Step in line in front of Scott.
Patrick Mahomes seems like a safe bet on that one.
All right.
I
I'll
agree
take-
with that.
I'll
Okay.
take the over on the national anthem.
I don't think there's any way it's going to be under 1 minute 59 seconds. So if it's a duet, but what do I know? It could be.
I do have a ton of respect for Brady, and if it's probably any other game, I would, definitely a Tom Brady fan just because the way he handles some things, but definitely Mahomes and the Chiefs for the most passing yards.
Couple more before you get your prediction. Who has more receiving yards, a duo of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, or Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce?
Kelsey and Hill.
Yeah, it's a good one, but I think Tyreek Hill he had over 200 receiving yards in the first quarter of the last meeting in the regular season, so they're going to have to find a way to shave that down quite a bit. So, all right, one more for you, Scott, and we'll get your prediction. Which team combines for the most rushing yards?
Rushing yards. Oh, wow. I hope it's the Chiefs, because that means that we're up and we're controlling the game a little bit. That's how I hope that the Chiefs are going to have, just love to see them dominate in every category. That's for sure.
If the Chiefs lead in rushing yards, Kansas City's in really good shape. You're right. They're in control, and then they could be. All right, you may have gave it away with your prediction. I'm going to let you say anyway. Who wins tonight? Who wins, Chiefs or Tampa Bay?
I'm hoping the Chiefs.
All right, you're taking the Chiefs. All right, we got it down. Morgan, you got all this written down?
No, I did not, but I finally got my camera to work.
All right. Well, Scott's got the Chiefs. So
Okay.
all this we're noting all this. So we'll revisit it on our next week's show.
I'm
So
just super thrilled I finally got this to work.
all right. Good deal. All right, Scott, appreciate everything you do. We're kind of rolling along. So it's a different year, but great day yesterday and good job on everything. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right, you already heard a little bit from our director of athletics, Dr. Rob Ramsar. But Rob, how you doing today? How's it going?
Good. How are you all?
Oh, we're doing good. I talked to Scott just a little bit ahead of when you got on here about how this year is a little bit different, and we're kind of in the second semester now, and we're just kind of rolling through that. And there's no such thing as a perfect scenario now. That's out the window. No one does it. No, there's no A+ grades on how you handle things and everything is coming at you, but at least from where I've stood and from what I've seen, we've handled it about as well as I think anybody can, and it can be held. So now that we're kind of a month into the second semester, how do you assess kind of where we're at now from this athletic department and campus-wide and kind of where we're going?
We've, I think it's going as well as it could. I think Dr. Carey and the cabinet have done a nice job to where we haven't made knee-jerk decisions. We've tried to take the information as it's come and do what we can do safely. And I think that's going well. Our quarantine and positive numbers are really as low as they've been for the most part all year right now. And kudos to our coaches and our student athletes for taking it seriously and doing what they can. So I think you said it well, that we're doing as well as we can in a tough situation.
Yeah. And the tests are coming. As I said, there's no perfect scenario in this. We're going to have all the fall sports convergence already started, and we're just going to have them all playing at the same time. But that's good. We'll take it. As we say here last April and May and stuff, we will gladly take the scenario what we have. So let's keep fighting through it and keep going. And I sure appreciate everything that you've done to lead the department, and Scott as well. And you guys have just done as good a job as possible and steering the ship forward. And we're going to keep doing it and keep plugging away at it. And it's much appreciated. So
you're too kind. You and Morgan and Scott Cox. You guys have done a good job. We're rolling.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Good times. We're going to keep going. So, all right, on to the game of night. You already got one of your picks in. Scott deferred to you on the passing yards and the national. So real quick on the Gatorade. What color do you think the Gatorade is going to be? Orange, red? What do you think?
I'll go with red.
That's probably going to be my pick too, because I told Scott, I said, I always envision it being red. I don't pay a lot of attention to it though, as far as when they dump it, because the coach is always trying to run away, so they don't get it really good. So, but the orange is the favorite, but I envision it red when I see it, when I think about it. So.
I like red Gatorade, and both teams' colors are red, so it seems like a favorite. Safe bet.
So, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. All right, Morgan's got Patrick Mahomes over Tom Brady in passing yards. He's already picked that. Who has the most receiving yards? The duo of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, or Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce?
The Chiefs guys.
Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a popular pick. tonight.
I would think so. What do I win if I get all these right?
Well, I'll tell you what, next week, I know there's going to be a lot of pride on the line, a lot of pride. So you're going to get a big shout out. So,
Okay.
maybe something
okay.
else, but you're at least going to get a big shout out.
There we go.
Major. Yeah. I mean, we're going to really build you up big. So
Yeah.
on our next week show, we're going to, whoever gets the most right, we're going to
Yes.
build up pretty big. So it'll be worth it. All right. So who has the most rushing yards combined? What do you think?
I'll go with the Bucks on that one.
Tampa Bay. He's got Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones. They're going to run more than Kansas City is going to run.
Yeah.
I believe. But now Scott's theory, now he's rooting for the Chiefs. So he's looking at it from that perspective. And I get it. If Kansas City leads in rushing yards, the game has gotten away from Tampa Bay to where Kansas City just kind of controlling time possession. So that's not good news for them if that happens.
Yeah. So, and I'm just rooting. I don't watch a lot of professional sports. I just hope it's a good game.
Yeah, I'm kind of that same way too. Unless your
Yeah.
team's in it, you kind of just want a good game.
Yeah.
So, all right, who wins? We got.
I got the Chiefs.
All right, Rob's got the Chiefs too. No, you want to give a final score?
Yeah, I'll go 35-24.
No, that's a pretty good
That's
game.
actually a good one.
High
yeah.
scoring game. Yeah, that's kind of a popular pick I've noticed on some of that.
Mhm.
You know, ESPN, CBS. I've seen it's somewhat close, but yet Kansas City kind of pulling away in the second half. I think that's
Yeah.
probably accurate. That's pretty close. Yep,
Well, I mean,
We
they
will find out.
close last time.
Yeah, it
but
was.
They played each other.
It was,
and-
it was. Come down there.
I don't even know who won last time around. I don't even
Kansas
know.
City won by 3.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Tyreek Hill had over 200 receiving yards in the first quarter, which is crazy. I mean, that's a huge game. In the first
Mhm.
quarter, Kansas City jumped out to a 17-point lead, but Tampa Bay come back and cut it to 3, but they couldn't get one more stop to get the ball back. So Kansas City held on.
Gotcha.
Won by 3. So, all right, we got 2 Chiefs picks, Morgan. So we'll see how that could be the way it slides, and I have a feeling, but we'll see. All right, Rob, as I told Scott, great work on everything we're doing. Much appreciated. I know we're just going to keep going along with it, but great work, and thanks for joining us today, and have a good evening.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
See you
all right,
both.
we'll talk to you soon.
See you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. All right, so we got 2 Chiefs picks, Morgan. What do you think?
I thought we were doing our predictions.
You're
later.
muted.
I know I am, but you can hear me on your computer. So.
All right, that works.
Yeah.
As
I
long
don't know,
as they can hear
nervous
you.
that There's gonna be an echo, so I'm like, okay, if I talk louder, maybe.
All right, as long as they can hear you, I'm good.
I think they can hear. I mean, they laughed whenever I said I'm excited that I finally got the camera to work.
There you
so,
go. There you go.
I mean,
That's
hey,
good.
I
Yeah.
think so
Yeah.
far it's kind of working.
It's
but,
working. All right.
If not, for some strange and odd reason, I'll unmute it.
The words of wisdom you're going to share, we want to make sure people hear. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it like has almost like an echoey type of
a little bit.
thing.
All right. I think we're good. I think we're good.
I think we are too, but I'm not sure either.
Yeah,
Because
go ahead,
like
mute it.
even
Yeah.
go ahead and mute it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've
right.
officially figured out our problems with Zoom.
Yep.
There
We got it though.
go.
We're got it now. Yep.
Glad we had downtime to figure out the Zoom.
Yep. All right. So Rob and
Okay.
Scott both picked the Chiefs. Kickoff is at 5:30 p.m. And we're going to be joined here momentarily by Ashlyn Jacobs, our senior softball student athlete. That you know Ashlyn pretty well.
I do. I was actually roommates with her freshman year.
Yeah, so she's going to be joining us here pretty soon. After that, we're going to have our standout All-American track and field cross country, Aubrey Donnelly. Aubrey's been fantastic as a student athlete for us. She's won Player of the Week multiple times in the conference. Big part of the team, of the unit, winning the KCAC last year, and she's just starting off this year right where she left off.
Yeah.
So she's very good, and we're going to have senior quarterback Dan Dowdy on after that, and also Alan Everwine, Keaton Snyder of intramural sports are involved in a lot of different stuff
Oh yeah.
on campus, pretty much everything. But Alan's he's kind of known for his intramural work in intramurals.
Anything and everything they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, but they do a lot of game day stuff. Alan does the basketball book for us. Keaton does he did PA for volleyball last year, so it's gonna be fun to have them on as well.
I think it will be. I think that they're both really just fun and just well-known people that we know. And I mean, Alan definitely will for sure let us know on his picks. That I know that one for sure. Too bad it's not the 49ers again this year. 'Cause
He would
we
have
all
really
know who
been, he
picked
would have really
then.
been wild then.
I
Yeah.
remember him and Coach last year were going back and forth because Alan is a 49ers fan and Coach was the other person. I don't remember who played last year. It was 49ers.
And the Chiefs, Chiefs are going back to back. Chiefs are going for back to back.
No, wait, no. They actually weren't arguing about it. They were in cahoots with it.
Yeah, because they're both 49er
49er
fans.
That was it. I was like, I don't remember. So we always give Coach like a really hard time, and then we also just had to give Alan a really hard time because why not?
Well, yeah, again, I'm not giving away my pick yet, but when you're a family with a lot of Chief fans, it's hard to root for them when you're a Cowboys fan. But
yeah, you're still wearing your Cowboys jersey.
oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
not-
yeah. I do every Super Bowl, and it's been 20. Let's say it's been 25 years since the Cowboys been a Super Bowl,
Really?
something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a little while, but hey, I'm still supporting them.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Super
all you
Bowl
can
Sunday. You
do.
support your team, and
Hopefully next year we'll get to finally see him. Because did you see that they're signing Dak again, or they're at least trying?
they're trying
They're
too
trying
hard.
to.
Yeah, they're
And
trying hard.
I think that they will. I don't foresee him going somewhere else because that what happened was like really unfortunate, and he never really got to finish out his season
Yeah.
as a Cowboy. So I feel like he'll come back, but at the same time,
They are trying hard to
Yeah.
sign him. They're either going to sign him to a long-term contract, or they're going to sign him to franchise tag him like they had to this year. You don't want a franchise tag
yeah,
because it eats up a lot of your salary cap, and it limits what you can do with the rest of the roster. Plus, after this franchise tag, it's going to go way up again, and even more your cap, or he's going to be an unrestricted free agent where anyone can sign. You don't want it to go down that road. So I'll tell you this. If the Cowboys fail to sign Dak to a long-term extension this offseason, I think there is a really good shot he leaves Dallas at the end of next year
really.
if they have to franchise tag again. He would be in Dallas again this year, but I'm not saying it would be a done deal. They still technically could come to an agreement, but if you go 2 off seasons without coming to an agreement, I think once you hit free agency, then it's pretty much. I mean, now you're going to have other teams that's able to negotiate,
Yeah.
and he's probably going to depart, unfortunately. So hopefully this offseason, as you said, they come to an agreement with a long-term extension.
I personally feel like they will, but at the same time, I don't really know much about that kind of stuff in the NFL world, so I'm not good with trying to figure out who's supposed to be wearing what contracts are the best for what people. So to me personally, that didn't matter to me, but I personally feel like he will sign, and at the same time, I'm also thinking, okay, yes, he's an amazing quarterback, but what other team would want him at this moment in time? You know?
Well, there's a lot of teams that's going to be looking for quarterbacks this year.
That's
There's a
true.
lot of quarterback movement even this year. And the bad part, like for the Cowboys, if you're not able to sign Dak and you anticipate him leaving after next year, do you just move on this year and say, because you got to there's an unprecedented quarterback movement on the market this year.
Yes, there is.
You've got Deshaun Watson on the mark, possibly there. Now, Houston again
No,
today said they're not
they-
going to trade him.
They
I'm
actually
skeptical
asked-
that they will not. I'm skeptical they will hold firm to that. But we'll see. But he could be out there. Matthew Stafford's already been traded to the Rams,
That's true.
and Carson Wentz is out there. I don't know if that's a fit for the Cowboys, but he is out there. So Sam Darnold, the Jets, out there. There's a lot of. It's strange to have this many quarterbacks that at least can start in the league to
Mhm.
potentially be available, because it just don't happen very often.
So now, how do you feel about Aaron Rodgers being named the MVP of this year?
I thought he was going to win going in
Yeah.
last night. I thought he was going to win. I think it's the right call. The thing about these awards is this. It looks a little strange now
Mhm.
because in the Super Bowl tonight, you have Tom Brady facing Patrick Mahomes, and
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers lost to Tom Brady 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
So it looks a little different, but these awards are voted on after the regular season is over.
Mhm.
So the regular season MVP for me was Aaron Rodgers. With his numbers, they were tops in the league in most categories. Green Bay had the number 1 seed in the NFC.
That's true.
Green Bay is not loaded on offense like a lot of teams are. And I think it's the right call, but does it look great now? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because he lost to Tom Brady at home 2 weeks ago. So it doesn't look
Well,
great.
I
And
feel
Mahomes in
like-
the Super Bowl again. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it this way too, it's kind of hard for them to pick the MVP until after the Super Bowl because they're probably just going to pick the winner of the Super Bowl. Like, not every time, but you know what I mean. Like, okay, so and so did lose to this, so it makes 100% sense that they went off of all the regular season and that they do it that way because it's hard to judge it off of the rest of the season because I mean Aaron Rodgers had a way better, at least it seemed like he had like just all around a way better season than what Tom Brady and Mahomes did. So it kind of makes sense in that way versus waiting until everything is over and then we pick, you know.
mhm. Yeah, I think it does. And I think that's what the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look great now. No, it really doesn't. Because Tom Brady is in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes in his second straight Super Bowl. Mahomes finished second in MVP voting. So, yeah, it doesn't look great. But in the regular season, I think Aaron Rodgers is MVP. I don't have any problem with it. I think it's fair.
And I feel like a lot of people don't because there's a lot of respect for Aaron Rodgers. There really is. So I don't know. I think that it's gonna work out. I think it worked out perfectly fine as best as it could without us going until after the Super Bowl or even right before the Super Bowl, you know. So
Yeah, and it happens in the NBA this way too. I remember a few years ago, Dirk Nowitzki led the Dallas Mavericks to the best record in the NBA, won
Mhm.
69 games. You remember Dirk Nowitzki? He just retired a year or two ago, so obviously you know him.
I remember.
Best record in the league. They get upset by the Golden State Warriors as an 8 seed,
I do.
knocking Dallas off as the 1 seed. So usually they would have the NBA would do the MVP presentation like in the second round of the playoffs on their court so the fans can acknowledge them and stuff. Well, Dallas didn't get out of the first round. Dallas didn't get out of the first round that year. So the weird thing is, so the Mavericks are not out of the first round. So he had to have, he was presented his MVP. He was presented his MVP at a news conference in the middle of the playoffs. So instead of getting, because they were already out of the playoffs, so instead of getting the award in front of the fans like most years,
Mhm.
now the NBA he had to get it at the news conference. So that didn't look great. But
No,
again, you
but-
win 67 games, you lead your team to the best record in the league. Regular
How can you
season
go wrong with
MVP,
that?
regular
Yeah.
season MVP was Dirk Nowitzki. So this year, regular season MVP is Aaron Rodgers. But again, I think he would trade that to be playing tonight
Oh yeah.
without
for sure.
question. And now the NBA has even changed their format a little bit. Now, last couple of years, they actually do it now at the end of the year, and they have like a ceremony and stuff,
Mhm.
like a regular event. So you don't have to run into that again. But the NFL, they still did it right for the Super Bowl. So Mahomes and Brady playing tonight. No Aaron Rodgers in it, but he is the MVP. So
I still think it's a good call.
yeah, it is. It is. It's the right call.
Still respect it.
It's the right call.
I don't know.
But I know he would trade it to be having another chance at a Super Bowl
Oh,
for
I'm
sure.
sure. I am sure.
Tom Brady again, and he wants to be right where he's at tonight,
Yeah.
playing for his 7th Super Bowl championship.
And at home. Too.
Yeah,
Like home field advantage on that. Now, I
7th.
get it
Yep.
whenever you're looking at like the what me and you have been talking about, you know what I'm talking about ish. Like the how big the different like the score different like the favoritism difference is. That's what I'm thinking of. I know that's not what it's
Yeah.
called, but there's not a huge difference in that. And even though Tampa Bay does still have like the home field advantage, it doesn't seem like it's really making that big of a difference. You know, or at least
Well,
doesn't
there'll
seem
be
like it.
limited fans there tonight.
That's true.
So will there be enough to make a difference? Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not. It's not going to be full like it normally would be.
Yeah.
But and again, the Super Bowl brings out fans from all over the country. It's kind of
Yes.
like a gathering spot.
Yeah.
So it's not like Tampa Bay would have, preferential seating. That there might be some season ticket holders that could have purchased them certainly, but
Mhm.
it's not like a regular home game. But it is a home game, and you're familiar with your home turf.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's not a disadvantage by any means.
Yeah. And that's where they had their showdown last year, or not last year, earlier this season was at Tampa Bay. And even though it was a really close game and Tampa Bay still lost, I feel like they're going to want to come back and say, this is our home field. Y'all already beat us here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's not a disadvantage by any means. It's
No,
not a
I think there
disadvantage.
are like outside factors in it that are going to end up helping just a little bit as well.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So kickoff tonight at 5:30 on CBS, and we're here at my house actually. So no, I don't know what my son and his friends doing right now, but
We're trying to get the Xbox and we have to call to get it.
they're trying to get the Xbox. Sounds like so.
Go fast.
You never know what you're going to come up with when you do it live on location. But so we're getting ready to be joined by Ashlyn Jacobs. We got a good lineup for you. Kickoff tonight, 5:30 p.m. on CBS. We'll get to our predictions here later. We'll do our predictions last. I'm not giving anything away. I'm trying not to what I'm going to pick. So no.
Whoa, it's got stuck. What do I do? Luke. Wait, come here. There's some plugging. Okay, I'm gonna plug in. Go, go. Go, 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 go. I'm ready to go.
I think they succeeded in getting it. So,
Yes. They were not very ninja-like, but they succeeded in at least.
far
getting
from it. Far from it. But at least everything to me seems still intact.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, Ashlyn.
Hi.
hey, Ashlyn.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. We can hear you great.
Okay, good.
How's it going?
Good.
All
Going
right.
Pretty well.
All right. We got some questions for you about tonight's game that we'll get to in just a second. And we'll see if we've already had a couple guests on, and we'll see if your answers kind of continue what seems to be kind of a trend coming. But we'll see. You're the third one. We'll see where it's going.
Oh, okay.
But first, I'm going to talk to you though about your season coming up, because it's coming up in a couple weeks. I know you're already practicing and getting ready, but this season is a weird season for all of us. It's different. It's unprecedented. It's nothing you can do to prepare for it. But just how things are going right now, I want to get a glimpse of kind of how you and your team is getting ready for the season, just kind of how preparations are going and how everything is kind of occurring on your end right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're ready to play. This past week, we actually scrimmaged each other a few days, and I think all of us are just ready to get out there and play some teams that aren't ourselves. But we're looking pretty good, so I'm really excited about it. So hopefully we'll be able to play as many games as we can.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And if anyone needs to play games and deserves to play games, I know everybody wants to and needs to and deserves to, it'd be your team. And along with baseball, because your team was the one that was caught right in the middle of this last year as
Yeah.
it first started. And I remember in March, and I've asked a couple of your teammates, but I also want to ask you too, because I love getting the inside of kind of the feelings of when everything was going on, because it was happening in real time. You guys are playing at the McPherson tournament on a Thursday. Well, this didn't break, and really Wednesday night is when that night before, so everything started falling apart. I mean, really, really quick. Yeah. And then Thursday, we're following your games at McPherson, and it had gotten so far down the pike that as I'm sitting there covering your game, and I'm writing my recap that night, and I'm thinking, you know what? This could be the last recap I write for a really long time, because it had happened that quick. And the night before, it was on our radar. It wasn't thinking it was going to happen that quick. So you're playing now. I want to see how quick the word spread on your team, because at that moment when you wrapped up play at McPherson, did you have any inkling it might be your last game of the year? No.
Yes and no. I remember throughout that day, like when we had game breaks, when I would check my phone, I have a friend on the track team, and I remember his coach saying something about, I don't even remember what it was, but it gave me an idea as to how serious it was getting. And it kind of crossed my mind that maybe that would be our last game. But I think in the back of my mind, I was hoping that we would be able to play on that Friday as well. But yeah, it was heartbreaking, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the word for softball, for baseball, all the spring sports, and everything heartbreaking. Just unfathomed really what would happen with it. But we're glad you're getting ready to play, though. I'm looking forward to watching you this year. I really am. Not that I wouldn't anyway, but this year I'm
Yeah.
really, really looking forward to it and being out at the ball
Yeah.
field. But we're getting some questions now about tonight's game. I don't know how clued you are into it, but it's going to be fun to kind of track things. First off, a couple of prop questions. That's just fun to do. And they're all guesses. I'm guessing as well. But there's an over-under on how long the national anthem is going to be tonight.
Okay.
The line is 1 minute 59 seconds. Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church is going to be singing it.
Okay.
You think it goes over or under 1 minute 59 seconds? So
My guess is over.
that's what that's what everybody is saying so far, and that
Yeah.
would be my guess too. I'll give that away. I'm not giving away my picks yet, but I won't give that away because I don't think there's any way.
A great national
It's
anthem,
not over.
Just letting you know.
It
It's
was
supposed
2
to be
minutes,
a great
yeah.
one.
It was 2 minutes and 5 seconds last year. I don't think there's any way it goes under that to me.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way it happens. All right, when they pour the Gatorade on the winning coach, whoever that is, what color is it going to be? The favorite is orange, but not by a lot. What do you think?
I was gonna say orange. That's my guess.
Okay, that's the favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, before we get your pick for tonight, a couple of questions just about the game itself. Who has more passing yards, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
I'm gonna guess Mahomes.
Okay. That's been the trend so far. It's staying with it. Yeah, I get it. Who has more receiving yards, the duo of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, or Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce?
I'll go with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Okay. 2 for 2 for the Chiefs here. Morgan's writing it down. She's got this.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I'm having way too much fun right now.
Yeah. And then who has more rushing yards, combined rushing yards, Tampa Bay or Kansas City? No.
Oh boy. I literally have no clue. I'll say Tampa Bay.
Okay. I would tend to agree with that only because Kansas City's not going to run the ball a lot, and Tampa Bay, if they're not leading in rushing yards, that means Kansas City's probably way ahead, so it's not good for them. Okay, finally, who wins, Tampa Bay or Kansas City? What's your pick?
My pick is Kansas City.
Okay, 3 for 3 for Kansas City. All right, so Ashlyn, you definitely are keeping up the trend. The trend is continuing to be pretty.
Let's continue
The
right
trend
now.
is pretty pro Chiefs right now, so you're
All right.
you're continuing it.
That's good.
All right, Ashlyn, thanks for joining us. Thanks for stopping by,
Yeah.
and we'll talk to you soon down the road. And looking forward to seeing you on the field here pretty soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ashlyn.
See ya.
All right, that is our softball student athlete, Ashlyn Jacobs. So Morgan, 3 for 3 for the Chiefs right now.
3 for 3 for the Chiefs. Interesting.
Yep.
I bet Melissa's happy about the MVP. I'm just saying. I am.
Melissa is in here in the room now. She's going to be a guest on here too. I've already got her booked. I booked her to be a guest, so she's going to be a guest with us here pretty soon. But she is here with us, and she'll be chiming in from time to time. She's decked out in her Green Bay Packer gear,
Yes.
which is no surprise. I got my Dallas Cowboy gear on. We have to root for our teams even if they're not in the Super Bowl. That's fine. So I mean, what else we gonna do?
I'm just neutral. Man, I should have worn my Whataburger stuff because then I could say that that's technically Texans, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Yeah, you could have.
Hey, Texans might stink, but you know what? We have heart. We're trying. Okay, we're trying over here.
Try to keep that. You're right. Try to keep that same spirit if they trade Deshaun Watson.
Oh man. Ugh. And then they're about to probably trade JJ as well. Who knows what's going on? Houston's just losing it right now. We're literally losing it. However, we did just re-sign Carlos Correa for Astros, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
We're keeping him still. For
Yeah.
a sec, we thought we were gonna lose him.
I'm glad you changed the topic to baseball just for a moment because as a St. Louis Cardinal fan, this is a pretty good week for me.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did you
You know
did you see what they pulled off?
I did.
Yep.
Not too happy about it, but
That's
cool.
a big trade.
It's cool.
Getting
How did that happen?
Nolan Arenado is now a St. Louis Cardinal. So and,
I don't see how that
and,
happened.
and you shouldn't be too upset about it though, because it's not like the Rockies are in your division. So
Yeah, that's true.
it shouldn't really
but-
matter as an Astros fan, should it? No.
No, not really, but I mean, at least he's not bad though.
Yep,
So, I mean,
yep. Cardinals are stacked now.
Like, we just lost a huge
Yep,
person.
yep.
So.
Astros have lost a lot of guys this offseason.
Only two so far that I can like fully say with confidence we have definitely kept. Bregman and Altuve. That's it.
Yeah, Bregman Altuve's still there. So the Cardinals, I'll say
And
this
technically
too,
Verlander, but he's gone.
but he's
right
going to be
now,
gone
so-
most of the
yeah.
year. But the Cardinals, I was very down on them this offseason. They had not done anything. In fact, in one of the grade reports that come out,
Really?
I believe it's from Bleach Report, they got an F for their offseason because they had not signed anybody. They had not, I mean, they just kind of stayed stagnated. But then on the same day, they re-signed Adam Wainwright, which is good.
Mhm.
Then they make the blockbuster trade, getting Nolan Arenado to jumpstart the offense, which was what their weak spot was last year.
Yep.
And now they can now stack 2 MVP candidates at the back-to-back, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado. That's a trade that makes them the favorite, at least in the Central Division, I would think. And that's what most of the people agree on. And because before that, it was just going to be a dogfight. And I mean, Cardinals could be in play. They're in the playoffs last year, but they would have been involved in it. But until this trade, it was just going to be a dogfight. Now, on paper, at least, the Cardinals are the favorite in the Central Division
Mhm.
and possibly could move up the ladder. And this is not a move just to win the division. This is a move to try to win the World Series.
Yeah.
And it's not a move just to try to stay where you're at. And that's big. So no. So the Cardinals, I can't gripe on their offseason anymore. I have some before, but I gotta be pretty happy now with what this turned out. So Bill DeWitt, John Mozeliak, they got it done.
But you know what? Y'all are still kind of rebuilding a lot too. So, or I would think y'all are kind of rebuilding.
Well, the Cardinals don't use that word, rebuilding.
That's true.
They
Never
don't do it.
mind.
They don't do it. No.
So see, that's another reason why I'm like, I don't understand how y'all.
And they're in
do
the, and they're in the
that.
playoffs last year. No. So the Cardinals they're adding to a playoff team. No.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They just put an MVP candidate onto a playoff team.
That's true.
So they don't rebuild. I like it I like it that you try to win every year. Because a lot of your super teams that you get, they'll tank for a few years and just get
Yeah.
really bad and get high draft picks. I like the fact that the Cardinals are trying to win every year. And they've not rebuilt, and I don't know when. Of course, they didn't have to, and they had Albert Pujols and Matt Holliday and Jim Edmonds, Scott Rowland, but and now Yadier Molina, Chris Carpenter, Matt Carpenter, Adam Wainwright, obviously. So they never need to rebuild, but now it kind of got to the tipping point where, okay, are you going to continue your upward trajectory? Or are you going to kind of back off for a couple of years, trade off some higher salaried players, and then kind of start from scratch? Best move says they're not doing that. They're going to still fight to win and fight to get in the postseason and in the World Series. So I like it. I'm very happy. Cardinals have a good outlook now. Yep, I like it.
Looking forward to seeing going up against you guys. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Astros aren't bad. They're not bad. They're still. They lost George Springer and Verlander is out for the year. They did re-sign Michael Brantley, so they'll be competitive.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm still obviously going to 100% support them because always have, always will. Sorry, but I don't care what happened in previous years with all that stuff, But I mean, I do care, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't really care enough to where I'm not going to root for him anymore. Yeah,
You can't do
it's hard
that.
not to root for Astros when you're from the Houston area.
You can't do that.
so-
I've been a Cardinal fan most of my life too, and there's been some rough years. There's been some rough years. They before they got Mark McGwire, it was some down times, and then and in fact, when they had Mark McGwire, it was a downtime. Really, what turned it around? I mean, there was fun times with McGwire. Don't get me wrong, the home run chase, but really, what turned the playoff team around and made them contenders is when they traded for Jim Edmonds. Jim Edmonds is who turned that team around with his Gogolev center field defense. He had 42 home runs his first year. And then from that point on, they were contenders pretty much every year. And Albert Pujols debuted the next year and won Rookie of the Year. So that team was loaded, won 105 games one year, made the World Series, won 100 games the next year, won the World Series the very next year.
That's true.
That team was really, really good. And this team now has kind of piggybacked off of that team.
Yep.
So now you got the next wave of superstars, Paul Goldschmidt, now Nolan Arenado, but Yadier Molina, Adam Wainwright still around.
Mhm.
So it's kind of that mixture of what it was before. So again, they haven't rebuilt. They've stayed contenders, and I appreciate it. I like
They're
that
just
effort.
chilling.
I like the effort. I like the effort. I do. I mean, it's fun to watch a team win than lose.
That's true. Very true.
Because my other team is kind of rebuilding right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA. But the funny thing is, they still aren't really. They're still, even after all these trades this year, they're still not losing enough to really get a high pick. They're still winning quite a bit. They're 10-12, which is a game out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not that far off still yet. So they might be trying to rebuild, but they're just, I don't know. And I like it though. It's better to see your team win than lose, even if a high draft pick's involved.
That's very true. I mean, because who seriously wants to continually watch their team just tank every year? Like,
You don't want that.
no.
Now your Astros did tank several years ago,
Heck yeah.
but they did get the team that they built to win the World Series.
That's true.
So if you do that, it's worth it. But a lot of times I've seen teams tank and they're bad for years and years and years.
Well, I mean, we were pretty bad for a few years. It wasn't just like 1 or 2 years. No, it was like 3 or 4, maybe 5 years.
The Cubs did it.
Yeah.
They won it in their first World Series, I believe, 109 years, 110 years. They broke the curse.
They finally broke the curse that was my junior year of high school, I believe. So like back in 2016 or 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
I think it was actually 2015.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cubs won the World Series that year, and that was not a good night for me as a Cardinal fan, seeing them break their curse. But it happened. It happened. They beat the Indians in 7 games. They were down 3-1, come back and won 3 straight. And that's the kind of tanking I'm saying the Cardinals haven't done. Everybody does rebuild a little bit. The Cardinals have rebuilt a little bit over the years, but as far as just tanking for draft picks, they've not done that. And I can say I appreciate that because other teams do it. And I like the fact that you're trying to win. You're trying to win every year, and that's to be applauded. It's good, and it's worked out. And again, they got another contender on their hands now. So hopefully for me, it works out. Make the playoffs at least and have a shot at the World Series. But I'll say this: the Dodgers are a loaded beast again this year.
Of course they are.
They just signed Trevor Bauer, and to add to the World Series championship team that they really not lost anyone off of.
They haven't.
So they are really, really good. So they're still the favorite nationally. They're still the favorite. The Padres have loaded up.
Yeah.
A lot of good young players. Also getting Blake Snell. So from the Tampa Bay Rays, he was Tampa Bay's ace last year in the World Series.
I was like, Tampa Bay actually took a huge hit. I feel like after being in the World Series, because they traded who else? Charlie Morton as well, who was like a
Charlie Morton is now in
pitcher.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah. Person you were talking about, didn't they lose like a couple more as well from the World Series team?
Well, Blake Snell and Charlie Morton is a big one that they lost for sure. Their starting rotation because they were kind of built on their pitching.
Yeah.
And Snell and Morton both being gone, that's.
I mean, like they should still be fine, but they definitely struggled when. I remember even, like just when they were playing the Astros, like they struggled a little bit when they didn't have certain people in there.
Yeah, they did.
So,
They did.
but they're still technically a World Series contender. I feel it, but I don't know how good they will be now that they've lost 2 extremely key players. So.
Oh, they're a contender, and the Rays just keep. You think they might take a step back, but they just keep churning up a playoff team after playoff team because they have such a good farm system. And when they do trade a guy like Blake Snell, they just reload their farm system with great young arms and great young bats.
Yeah.
So they could be still. The Yankees are the favorite now in the American League East, but Tampa Bay could still be in the mix. I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt they're still in the mix. So.
Yeah, I could still see that though. I just don't know how well they're gonna do all together, and like especially whenever playoffs do come. I think it'd be interesting to see what happens.
Yep.
I'm just ready for baseball season again. I really am.
I am too. I always get excited around baseball season.
I do too.
Opening day is always a lot of fun, and it's. I think opening day. I know this has probably never happened, but from a sports perspective, from a sports fan, I think opening day should be a national holiday where everybody's off work,
Yes,
and
I agree.
I think it should be a national holiday.
I agree. Because I mean, like it's just. I don't know, but coming from like literally a baseball, softball family, I mean, it's so much fun. That's like why I can't wait to watch my brother play next week. It's gonna be freezing. I'm not looking forward to that part of it. But I mean, every single time that he always was about to go out and play, and like even little league, I didn't care. I was so excited. And then opening day of just the parks being open again, and in Houston, it gets wild.
Oh, it does.
It gets wild, and we have so much fun, and it just makes you feel good. It's something about it. It just makes you feel good. You get to be out in the open instead of in a gym or in a closed field somewhere. You know.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Yeah, it
It's
is.
nice.
It is. I think it should be. I think we all should get off work, and that's a petition we ought to start, I think.
Yes. Get off work and go to a game. That's all you gotta do. I would agree with that.
So as we talked about a little bit earlier, we got crossover season. We always have crossover season around this time, so that's nothing new. But the fall sports converging now with the spring sports and winter sports is a different kind of crossover season that I've never experienced, and I don't think any of us have. But yesterday we had volleyball at home, 2 matches.
Yeah.
The first match against Kansas Wesleyan was a thriller.
That was.
And
It
5
was
sets.
really good. It was a very good match. I thought we had it for a little bit. However, I was super stressed that game. But, and that's for different reasons. But we were all stressed that game. And speaking of that, I gotta talk to you about that afterwards. Yeah, about the situation. You know
Okay.
what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll note it.
We
Yep.
gotta talk about that. But anyways, after that, I mean, JV did really good as well. They won both.
They won both their games. Yes,
won
they did.
Both matches, which was absolutely amazing because I want to say this is like the first time JV's played since the fall.
Yep.
No, wait, they played against Pratt, which they beat Pratt in one set, but I don't really want to count Pratt, you know. But like for overall, this is like our first time playing since the fall, which is super amazing to see that they just went out and gave it their all and ended up beating both teams, which is super awesome.
Yeah. They both won. The varsity versus Kansas Wesleyan went right down to the wire. Lost the first set 30-28
Yes.
in a really hard fought set both ways. I mean, it was just nip and tuck all the way. And then Kansas
was
Wesleyan
crazy.
snuck by a second set win.
Yep.
So it looked like they were gonna, pull it
Yeah.
out. And then our teams fought back
They
and won the
did. They
next
were
2
good.
sets. The fourth, the fifth set. Lost the fifth set 15-8. And I'm thinking, okay, they might look to me like, and I almost what you thought too. It looked to me like in the fifth set they might have run out of gas a little bit because
I
to
agree.
fight back like they had, it took so much energy to force that fifth set,
Yeah.
and it seems like they weren't quite as crisp maybe, and they lost in
Yeah,
5.
it seemed like they just kind of like let go a little bit.
Yeah. All right, we got Aubrey Donnelly on here. Aubrey, how's it going?
I am doing great. How are you, Levi?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. Aubrey is one of my very favorite student athletes on campus. And she knows, she knows, I've told her this before, but Aubrey does a lot of work. I mean, her performance on the track is kind of, we all know how that goes. We publicize that and we're going to continue to do it. But Aubrey does a lot of work with FCA and stuff, and she's really active in that and just does phenomenal work. So Aubrey is one of my very, very favorite student athletes to cover. She really is.
Thank you.
All right, Aubrey, before we get to the game tonight, I want to kind of get a word from you about how your season's going. I know you've already been multiple player of the week. You really, really ran well in cross country, now indoor track. But just how is this? This is a different year for all of us. So we're all just, I still feel like we're kind of playing things by ear and just taking it day by day. But I want to see how things are working for you and how you see things stand as you continue the indoor season.
It's going good. We're getting things done. It's kind of weird. We're having to work a lot faster than we did last year just because we don't know how many meets we have. We don't know what's definite or indefinite. We're just kind of taking it week by week. So coaches push us a little bit harder so that things are moving faster.
Yeah. Aubrey, Aubrey is a standout in indoor track and field, outdoor track and field, and cross country. So, do you have a preference on which season you enjoy the most, track or cross country? You're really good at both, but do you have a preference on? Because I know that the training and the practices, the running is a little bit different, and obviously, so you have a preference on which one you enjoy the most.
I'm definitely a track girl. I don't like cross country very much.
I thought you might say that. I really, that's why I thought you may say that, and that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I could go without cross country. I definitely could.
That's too much running.
It is a lot of running.
That's too much
That's
running.
why, if I had to take a guess, Aubrey, that's what I would have guessed. So you backed up my previous, my previous thought. So again, you do a lot of work with FCA. We mentioned that. Is there anything going on? I know things are different right now, but is there anything that going on maybe later that people need to look out for? No.
With FCA?
Yes. Yeah. Is there anything coming up maybe that people need to look out for? No.
We're just doing our usual Monday night meetings at 7:30. Just start with a game, and then Caroline and Josiah go between sharing the message, and then there's a couple freshmen that are FCA kind of incomers, and so they're kind of in Josiah and Caroline's footsteps, learning the ways, and so they take the message sometimes too, but it's mostly Caroline and Josiah.
That's awesome.
We don't have any big plans that I know of yet. I do know that Josiah mentioned something about Chick-fil-A at some point, but
Well, if
I
you
don't know
say
when
that,
that's
that gets people's attention. If you say Chick-fil-A,
yes.
that gets people's attention right off the bat. So, all right, we'll get to the game tonight. We got a few questions we're asking everybody, and so far our first three guests have all kind of said the same thing. So I want to see if you're on the same wavelength as them, or maybe stand a little bit different. But the first thing we ask is there's a couple of prop questions out there, such as the national anthem. The over-under on tonight's national anthem is 1 minute and 59 seconds, sung by Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church. Do you think it's going to go over or under 1 minute and 59 seconds?
I'm gonna guess over.
Okay, everyone said over so far. And I agree. That's the only pick I've given out so far. I'm saying my picks for last, but I agree it's going to go over because there's no way it doesn't. Last year it was 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and now you got to do that. There's no way it's under that, but we'll see. I don't think there's any way it goes under that. Okay, when they pour Gatorade on the winning coach, there's all kinds of stuff you can guess on this. So there's a ton of questions, but these are the two that we chose. When they pour Gatorade on the winning coach, what color do you think it's going to be?
I'm gonna guess orange.
Okay, orange is the favorite, actually. Orange is the favorite.
Watch it be something crazy like
It could be.
purple
It could be.
or blue. Like
Yeah, it could be. It could be. But orange is the favorite. So we'll all right. We'll see. All right. Who has the most passing yards tonight? Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Who has the most combined receiving yards? Tampa Bay's duo of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, or Kansas City's Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce?
I'm gonna go Hill and Kelsey.
Okay. I think I know where you're leading with these next two questions I'm going to ask anyway. Who has the most? Which team has the most combined rushing yards?
I'm also gonna go Chiefs on that.
Okay. Our first guest on here, Scott Mosier, our assistant AD of operations, he said Chiefs. He's rooting for the Chiefs though, and his take was if the Chiefs leading rushing yards, that means they are in control of the game. They're just running the clock out. So since you said Chiefs and all that, I think I know where you're going to go with this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Who wins tonight, Kansas City or Tampa Bay?
Definitely Kansas City.
You're Chiefs. All right, but you messed up every one we've had so far.
so far.
You're our fourth guest, and we got several more coming. You're our fourth guest. Everyone has picked Kansas City so far.
Yep, I'm putting my Chiefs jersey on here after a while.
All right. Sounds good. All right, it could happen. It could go back to back. We'll see. They're favored by 3. We'll see. All right, Aubrey, thanks for joining us for a few minutes. Always enjoy talking to you, and good luck with the rest of the indoor and track season, and then good luck with cross country later on too in the postseason run.
Thank you. I'll try to see what I can do.
All right. Sounds good to me. Thanks, Aubrey. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, Aubrey Donnelly with us, one of my favorite student athletes. We got a few more guests coming up. So 4 for
Well,
4.
that was your
Jeez.
favorite student
I said
athlete.
one of my favorites. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
See,
one of
I
my
knew
favorites.
about
I knew he was
Melissa,
going to catch me on
you
that.
know?
And Melissa is that, yeah. But see, I think of Melissa as my worker more than a student athlete. So, Melissa, you can come over here and join us. You can come over here. Melissa's here. She's going to come join us. I've already got her booked. I talked to her agent, and she's booked to be a guest.
Myself.
But she is with us. She's going to come in here and join us and getting a shot here. Go, got a Green Bay Packers. I told everybody you had your Packers stuff on.
And you got the Cowboy stuff.
I got my
like, it's
Cowboy stuff.
okay.
I said we got to support our teams even if they're not in the Super Bowl because it's just the way it goes. We have to do it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
Technically,
that.
I mean, she just got really great news with Aaron Rodgers, so I
MVP.
mean, so you gotta celebrate.
Let me ask you,
that.
Melissa, but I know what you're going to say. Would you trade Aaron Rodgers winning MVP to be in the Super Bowl tonight? Which would you rather have?
Probably. I don't
You'd
know.
you'd rather him
Probably
be in the Super Bowl,
yeah,
right?
probably Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We said that. We guessed that, and I think he would too.
Yes, he would
Yeah, I think he would too. But yeah, Morgan caught me on that a little bit. One of my favorite student athletes. Morgan has to be my favorite. I know she's my assistant, so that gives me my cop out. She has to be my favorite.
Yes.
So, all right, next guest is our senior quarterback, Dan Dowdy, is now with us. Dan, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, doing pretty good. Just plugging along. And before we get to tonight's game, we got a few questions we're asking everybody and see kind of where it goes. But I want to kind of get your take on the season. This is a unprecedented season that we have had. You've been here now 4 years. So you've been here, you've been around, you know the way of the campus. This year, there's no way anyone could prepare for such a crazy year. We played in the fall. Now you're getting ready to play in the spring and already got that going. So how is preparations kind of beginning in the spring for you guys as you get ready to take the field again?
Oh, started off just getting back in the weight room, getting back on the field, getting the ball in our hands and building that chemistry again with our guys. It's been a tough season for sure. You never know what's around the corner. You could get quarantined tomorrow. It could be next week. You don't know when it's coming or if it's coming, but just trying to stay positive and get back to working with our guys.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it is with all of us. It's kind of a day-by-day thing. It's a process. You can't predict it. When you played in the fall, and now you're getting ready in the spring, when you played in the fall, was the preparation any different? Because you kind of hinted, there's so many unknowns with this. There's postponements. You even get to the day of the game, you're kind of wondering if you're going to play or not. We've had games postponed in sports the day of the game because of stuff going on. Did it affect your preparation? How do you deal with that? How do you prepare for that? I know it's different, but is there a method, or you just kind of take it minute by minute?
No, exactly. You take it minute by minute and day by day. It didn't really affect our preparation. We prepared like we were playing every game, and we prepared right up until they said it was canceled, and then you get ready for the next one. It's just, there's no way you can really change anything. You just got to act like you're playing every week and go about your business and hope that you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what every sport's doing, from high school to college to the professional level. They're all taking it minute by minute. Tonight is the Super Bowl, and it's they've had their share of postponements and change dates, but they are there tonight. So they made it through, and we want to kind of we're asking everybody kind of some fun questions before we get your prediction on the game. And there's a couple of prop questions that we ask. It's just kind of fun and kind of get everybody's take. Everybody's been about the same on it, but the first one is tonight's national anthem, sung by Jasmine Sullivan, Eric Church. The over/under is 1 minute 59 seconds. You gonna take the over or the under?
Oh, I'm gonna take the over. It's the Super Bowl. You got to hold out those notes, and you got to take every second you can when you get to sing on for the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna take the over.
Agreed. Yeah, that's pretty much how everybody's taking, I believe. Isn't that right, Morgan? Everybody's taking the over so far.
Everybody said over.
Yeah, I took the over too. That's the only pick I've given away so far. But there's last year's went 2 minutes and 5 seconds. There's no way I think it goes under that. So
Right.
I'm taking the over. All right. When the coach gets Gatorade poured on him, whoever wins, what color is it going to be?
Oof. I'm gonna go orange.
Okay. Orange is the favorite. It's a slight favorite. So, people actually bet on this stuff. Can you believe that?
Yeah, no, I've seen the prop bets. I've seen them. They're pretty crazy.
There's a bunch of them. Those are two that kind of stood out to me as fun, but there's a bunch of people actually bet on this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Can't imagine it. All right, to the actual game now, there's going to be a game played. And as a quarterback, this is right up your alley. Who has the most passing yards, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Mahomes will it'll be less than 100. He'll have about 50 more passing yards than Brady.
That was my guess on an app I filled out, I believe. I think it was between 40 and 50, I think. I picked Mahomes because I think they're going to throw more, but I think it's closer than what people think it's going to be.
Right.
All right, receiving yards. Which one has more receiving yards? The duo of Tampa Bay's Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, or Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill of Kansas City?
It'll be Kelce and Hill. There's no question about that. Brady's going to spread it out a little bit more than Mahomes will, and it's just hard to stop Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Tyreek Hill had over 200 receiving yards at first meeting in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, Tampa Bay's probably going to change things up just a little bit. We'll see if it helps at all. Rushing yards. Who has the most combined rushing yards?
Oh, Tampa Bay will have that between Fournette and their guys. They're gonna rack up a few more on the ground.
Okay, sounds good. All right, finally, who wins tonight? And give me a final score.
And I think the Chiefs are gonna pull it out somewhere in the neighborhood of 34-31.
That's a pretty close game. That's what a lot of people's predicting. I've seen on ESPN, CBS. Pretty close, actually. Pretty high scoring. But everyone has still picked the Chiefs. All 5 of our guests have picked Kansas City so far.
I think it's going to be hard to get by. It's going to be a better game than most people think, but I don't see how the Bucs can win it.
Yeah, it's going to be a close. I think it's going to be close, but I think Kansas City, they're a 3-point favorite, so they're the defending champs. It's going to be tough. So 5-0 for the Chiefs so far. All right, Dan, thanks for stopping by for a few minutes. Have a great night. Good luck in the spring season. We'll talk to you again pretty soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Dan Dowdy, our senior quarterback. Melissa Yunke is still here with us. Still in her Packer gear.
I also have
Selling my cowboy gear. And she's got a Royal shirt underneath. Yes.
There you go. Because, you know, we have
I'm
to
glad you
support.
got to support both.
Yeah, there you go.
Supporting both.
Yeah, I have nothing Kansas City or any other things.
Wow, Texas people.
Sorry. The only out of state stuff that I actually physically own would be, if you want to count friend stuff, there's friend stuff, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to count that, but I have Duke and I have Michigan. That's it.
So random.
I know, right?
That's very random.
It is pretty random.
Well, if you think about it, okay, so Michigan, I've always had to be a Michigan Wolverine fan because my grandpa and my great uncle are both alumni from Michigan University, and if we were anything else, they would kill us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of got drilled in our brains that we are Wolverines for life. And then Duke, I loved their law program. I like their law school program, so that's kind of why I'm a Duke. People are gonna be like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
Guarantee you during that commercial break
Yeah,
right there. People
yeah.
are gonna be listening on that. Like,
Well, we're
what happened?
working on our
They're
next
like,
guest.
What happened? Did I
Yeah.
do something?
We're working on our next guest. Yeah. Yeah. Or one of our guests. I don't know if we have our next guest or not, but one of our guests. Giving instructions to it. That's the way it goes. Gotta know how to do stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So we got everyone has picked the Chiefs so far, and I believe everyone has taken the over on the national anthem. Is that correct?
Yeah, so far everyone has said over, which doesn't really surprise me. I don't see how it would go under. And it's Eric Church. Like, how can you go wrong with Eric Church?
And he's singing a duet with Jasmine Sullivan, right?
Yes. I'm telling
So-
you, so many people are looking forward mainly for the national anthem.
I just don't think
Yeah.
it's gonna. No, I think it'll be under. No,
Yeah. You think it's gonna be under?
I mean over.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
think there's
I
any
was
way.
gonna
I don't think there's any way it goes under.
Okay,
No.
It's like,
turn it on.
All right, Luke, you can come in here and join me right here. No.
What?
Come in here, crowd in here. No.
No, I was gonna go.
There's Ian. That is my son, Luke's friend. Luke, you can just come right in here. No.
No, I
Hi.
have pulled up.
People.
Peyton is here. The Converse boys, as I promised, will be here at some point to make an appearance at some point. No.
That's because you went to the Zoom. You didn't go to the link.
So Luke's going to join us here. All right, Ian, I'll ask you a few questions here while we wait,
Okay.
while before Luke joins us. Ian, right here. No.
Hello.
Hey, Ian. All right, so we're doing a few quick questions before we get your prediction for the game. On the national anthem, will the national anthem be over 1 minute 59 seconds or under? What do you think?
Over.
Over. You keep it going. I agree. Over. All right. What color will the Gatorade be when they throw it on the coach after the game?
Orange.
Orange. Okay.
I'm saying
You know your
purple.
stuff.
That's random.
You know your stuff. Okay. Over. Okay. You know your stuff. All right. Who has more passing yards, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick.
Okay. Which receiving duo has the most receiving yards? Mike Evans and Chris Godwin or Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce?
Tyreek and Travis.
Okay. Which team has the most combined rushing yards? Tampa Bay or Kansas City?
Tampa.
Okay. Very good. All right. Finally, I think I know where you're going with because you're Luke's friend. I know who you root for, but I'm going to ask anyway. So you're on the record. Who wins tonight? Kansas City or Tampa Bay?
Kansas City.
You got a final score in mind?
35, 38, 31.
Okay. Closer than what I thought you'd probably pick it. Okay. Perfect. All right. Ian's got Kansas City. Keeps it going. Ian, thanks for stopping by, man.
Welcome.
All right. 6 for 6, Kansas City.
6 for 6 with Kansas City.
Everybody, this is surprising to me. What do you guys think? Did you guys expect that? I didn't. I thought it'd be closer.
Really?
I didn't think it'd be
Oh, man,
closer.
he didn't have his jersey on.
All right, Ian, get back over here
Oh, Dad
for a
got
second.
jersey.
All right, I'm
Oh,
glad.
yeah.
All right, get in there. There you go. All right, so everybody can see his jersey now. It's Chiefs jersey. I'm glad you didn't have that on before because then everybody would have known who you're going to pick.
Yeah.
So at least it was a little, maybe a little bit of drama.
I think we all know who Peyton's picking.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Peyton, get over here. No. Peyton is my next guest. I promise the Converse boys and I'm going to deliver. All right. Peyton, get in here. All right.
No.
Yeah, you gotta wear
No.
it.
He had his hat on if you missed it.
No.
But
No.
all right, Peyton. National anthem. Is the national anthem going to go over 1 minute, 59 seconds or under? No.
Under.
Under is that the
Really?
first one?
That's the first
Mark it down, the first under we
I'm
got.
marking that one down. Wow.
First one. All right. All right. So what color will the Gatorade be?
Red.
You think it's going to be red when they give the Gatorade shot after the game? Okay. Red. All right. Which quarterback has the most passing yards? Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Mahomes.
Okay. Which receiving duo will have the most receiving yards? Mike Evans and Chris Godwin or Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill.
Okay, your answer is pretty quick. As you can see, Chiefs right here. All right. Which team has the most combined rushing yards?
This is hard. Kansas City Chiefs.
You going Kansas City. All right, they may be in control then. All right, I'm going to ask you again because we got to keep this on the record. Who you got, Kansas City or Tampa Bay?
Kansas City.
You got Kansas City.
Mhm.
All right, so that is 7 for 7 for Kansas City. All right, Luke, get over here. That was my son, Peyton. Peyton, my 8-year-old son. This is my 12-year-old son, Luke, who's wearing a KU hoodie, but it's just a KU hoodie. It's been handed down from Matthew. We're not KU fans, we're OU fans. So that's just to get
Yeah, I was kind of shocked a little
to set
bit.
that straight. It's been handed down, so we're
Okay.
not to cause any confusion.
Was
but-
Matthew the starter of it?
Matthew was a starter. He just got it from a friend, I believe. I don't believe it was.
That ain't mine.
No, we got that from Grass.
Oh, I thought okay, but Matthew had one. But Matthew had a KU hoodie
Josh.
from Josh,
He's
exactly.
coming in like 15 minutes, by the way.
Okay, I thought that was a.
Garfield.
Okay, Josh is coming. Okay.
You're welcome. It's on you.
Okay, Luke. All right. So will the national anthem be over or under 1 minute 59 seconds?
Over.
Okay. What color will the Gatorade be?
Red.
Okay. Which quarterback will have the most passing yards? Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Brady.
You going with Brady?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
that's the first one.
All right. I have a feeling. Okay.
I actually know where this is gonna go.
This week, you know how we said it was a perfect run of Chiefs picks? Hold on to that thought.
Yeah.
All right. Which receiving duo's got the most receiving yards? Mike Evans and Chris Godwin or Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce?
Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
Okay. Which team will have the most combined rushing yards?
Tampa Bay.
All right.
Okay.
All 6 of our guests so far, every guest we've had has picked the Chiefs so far. No. Luke, who you got? Tampa Bay or Kansas City? Who wins tonight? No.
Tampa Bay, easy.
Lucas going with Tampa Bay. No. We've got Lucas going with Tom Brady.
Official Tampa Bay first.
We got our first Tampa Bay pick. Ian's booing, Peyton's booing, but Luke is okay because if anyone can take the boo bird, it's Luke.
There you go.
Because Luke roots for his own teams. So Luke, it's not the first time Luke has had some boo birds here. No. So all right, Luke, good job. Thanks for
Tom
coming
Brady's
on.
to go.
That he is. Most people will agree with that. That he is. No.
No, it's Joe Montana. Joe Montana's more passing yards than Tom Brady, though.
But-
Yeah, well, passing yards is not what that's unique though, because
Yeah.
Tom Brady is recognized as the GOAT, not because of passing yards,
No,
because of
but
his Super Bowl
back then-
championships. No.
Yeah.
No,
Super
but
Bowl
back then, it was not a passing game. It was a running game. Until Joe came in, and they started a passing game.
So Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, probably the best quarterback matchup we've had in a while, and maybe ever
So
in
like
Super
the
Bowls.
only reason Brady is the GOAT is because he has the most Super Bowl wins.
That's a lot of it. Yes,
That's a
6.
lot of it.
Yes,
I feel like they should be a little bit more into that.
That's
than
6.
Just the Super
he's got
Bowl
6, and he's
wins.
put up great numbers though too. He's put up great
He
numbers.
lost.
I guess.
So,
yeah.
He lost. Wait,
No.
yeah, no. Yeah, he's
So,
lost.
yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. Really good matchup, though. I mean, this is a big deal because if Tom Brady were to beat, because Tom Brady is recognized as the GOAT, but you think about this: Patrick Mahomes has already won MVP. He's already won a Super Bowl. If he wins a second Super Bowl, he's on track to possibly eventually unseat Tom Brady. If Brady can win tonight, though, not only does he get a 7th, but he possibly puts a lot more distance between his most likely successor. I mean, it's big for his legacy if he wins tonight.
I will just never forget the ref making the reference of me as Brady and Jade as Mahomes just because we're passing the baton on. Okay,
Yeah.
I've done this for all 4 years.
Could be.
You're getting to do this for all 4 years. Okay, so now Brady's passed on the baton to Mahomes to potentially be the greatest of all time. But
Could
who
be.
on earth knows?
Could be. Could be.
Who knows at this point? Because Brady's still not done. So
No,
Who
he's not done.
knows?
He's playing another
Who
3.
knows?
He's playing another 3 years possibly.
yeah.
So
I don't
he's
see-
not
I
done.
don't see how you can do that. I
Well,
don't see
if-
how
if
you
he
can
stayed
play for that
healthy.
long.
Yeah.
He's I mean, longevity wise, Brady is tops as well. It's amazing what he's been able to do for as long as he's been able to do it. All right, we got our next guest coming up. It is Nick Rumbo, our men's basketball student athlete. Nick, how's it going today?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. Very good. Good to see you. So before we get to the game tonight, I want to talk to you first about your first year here at Friends and your experience. You couldn't have picked a quote unquote better year to start off here. It's been as crazy of a year as it seems. How has the year gone for you so far?
So far, it's gone pretty smooth. I couldn't ask for a better environment to be in right now, especially given the circumstances of COVID and all the restrictions. My basketball team and coaches have done a great job of putting everybody's health first, making sure we're all safe, follow the right rules that we're supposed to follow so we can play the season. And I mean, that's all I can ask for, really.
How different is for you to prepare? And I like getting student athletes' perspectives because you have a certain, you're kind of creatures of habit to where you have a certain way to prepare and a certain routine you get in. And this year has thrown all that out the window. So just in your mind, how different and challenging has this been from a normal year?
It's definitely been very different, very challenging, more than a normal basketball season because the schedule is never for sure. So there's constant schedule changes and conflicts that we're going around. But we do a great job of just kind of rolling with the punches and everyone just trying to stay level-headed through it all and do as much as we can. But there's definitely been adjustments we've had to make to our normal routine, but we're all doing good with it.
From a personal standpoint, you've really started clicking the last few weeks, and in your first year here, kind of getting ingrained in the system and getting involved with the team, was there a moment to where, because it seemed like once you started hitting a few shots in the perimeter, it really started to flow from there and just carried on from game to game. Was there a moment here where things just really clicked for you to where, okay, I'm going to get that shot and I'm really involved in the offense now?
Yeah, not really a specific moment, but just naturally as the season goes on and I get to play with these guys more and work on our chemistry, that naturally just happens. So we do a great job of sharing the ball, especially here lately. So we're getting a lot of different people, a lot of different open shots, and they found me a few times here lately.
All right, we'll get to the game tonight. And judging by the shirt you're wearing, I think I know where this might go, but I'm still going to ask you some questions anyway, because some of them is just some fun questions. And we'll start with a couple of prop questions. The national anthem, the over-under is 1 minute and 59 seconds. It's sung by Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church. Do you think it's going to go over or under? No.
I'm going to go over.
I think that's been what most people saying. Last year was 2 minutes, 5 seconds. I don't think it goes under that. So
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. All right, what color is the Gatorade going to be tonight? No.
Purple.
Purple? Wow.
Yes.
Some Morgan said purple. No.
Let's go.
You're the first one that said purple and agreed with her. So that's yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some random. Watch.
If
I'm
it's
telling
purple,
you.
you guys really should yeah, you guys should get something for that.
Yes. I
Because
think
orange
so.
is the favorite. Orange is the favorite, but if it's purple, you guys ought to get something for that, I think. Okay, to the game now. Who has the most? Again, I think I know how this is going to go, but who has most passing yards, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Definitely got to go with my guy, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and no matter who, I'm not giving my pick away till later, but no matter who, I think that's probably going to happen regardless of who wins the game. I think Mahomes is going to throw the ball a lot. All right, which receiving duo has most receiving yards? Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce for Kansas City, or Mike Evans and Chris Godwin at Tampa Bay?
Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. I feel a big game out of both of them tonight. So.
Well, after Tyreek Hill had over 200 receiving yards in the first quarter last game against Tampa Bay, not game, first half, first quarter. That's a pretty safe bet, I think. Rushing yards, who has most combined rushing yards, Tampa Bay or Kansas City?
Got to stay true to Kansas City and just stay with my guys, Kansas City.
If Kansas City has most rushing yards, it may be a blowout because that means they're in control of the game and they're controlling the clock. If that happens, it may be all Chiefs. All right, finally, I know where this is going, but I'm going to put you on the record. You get to pick who wins tonight, Tampa Bay or Kansas City.
I'm going to go Kansas City Chiefs, 42-35.
If that's that score, it's a pretty good game, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a good game, a high scoring shootout.
Well, you already got two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I mean, Brady is who he is, and Mahomes is on his way. So it should be a great matchup. All right, Nick, thanks for joining us for a few minutes. Good luck the rest of the season and starting tomorrow night at York. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Nick. All right, that's Nick Rambo, who's been a really big part of our offense the last few games.
Yes.
You know, he has really developed a consistent three-point shot, and he's really developed into a pretty good shooter. So Falcons in action tomorrow night at York. And they're going to that got postponed from yesterday.
Yes.
That was supposed to happen yesterday.
I don't remember when they're gone, but they're
Too
gone
much
eventually.
snow in York. So
Too much snow.
yeah.
We got some snow.
We got a little bit of snow.
Not a
Yeah. We got a little bit, just a dusting. That works. All right, my son Matthew's in here. Do you want to come join us, Matthew, for a little bit?
Oh, maybe we'll see.
All right. Well, I promised the Converse boys, and you're one of them. So I've got two of them.
You got three.
So I know I've had two of them already on. Now I got three. Now the third one, that completes the trifecta. All right. So crowd in here a little bit. There you go. All right. Yeah, you can sit down too. It don't matter. Yeah, we got you. All right. I really don't know who he's going to pick. So this might be kind of fun. All right. So on the national anthem, I think I know who you're going to pick, but over under 1 minute.
Seconds.
You're going to go exactly 2 minutes
2
and 5
minutes and 5
seconds.
seconds.
Okay. All right. That works. All right. So what color is the Gatorade going to be?
It's going to be white, glacier cherry.
Glacier cherry?
Okay,
That's
a new
different.
one. That one's different.
That's purple is different too, though. So if it's
Yeah,
one of those
but I
two,
feel
you
like
guys
that
ought to get
one's, like,
something.
really different. I
Yeah.
don't
If
know.
it's white or purple, that's pretty good.
It's glacier cherry is the worst kind.
Yeah.
So
You don't like glacier cherry?
it's disgusting. It's the only.
I've only
disgusting
drank it a
Gatorade.
couple. I've only drank it a couple times, so I don't.
It's the only bad Gatorade flavor.
I don't know. Have you ever tried the cucumber one? There is a
No,
cucumber
I've-
one.
I didn't know there was a cucumber
There
one.
is a cucumber one.
I did not know it was a cucumber
However, I
one.
was also like a really big fan whenever they had their organic Gatorade, surprisingly. Those are amazing.
It'll probably be like red for
I
catch
actually
up.
like
Because
them. I don't
Mahomes.
know why.
Well, you have to assume Mahomes is going to win.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Disgusting.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's true.
"Ugh."
Yeah, because I mean, the Gatorade's going to go on the winning coach.
Trick question. There's no Gatorade.
So
It's body armor.
I don't know about that. It could be.
Oh my
It
god.
could be.
Powerade.
it could
So
be.
Weird.
All right. So
It's just water.
who has more passing yards, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
You go with Mahomes.
I
All
think
right.
That's like 320 to like 150.
Which receiving duo has the most receiving yards in? Mike Evans and Chris Godwin of Tampa Bay, or Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce of Kansas City?
Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
Okay. Which team has the most combined rushing yards?
I think it's a trick question because there's those little
Trick
screen
question.
passes. that the
Well, yeah,
Chiefs
that don't
throw.
count as rushing yards, though.
It counts when they throw it backwards.
Well, yeah,
And
but I don't know if that'll factor in
Demarcus
as much.
Robinson has the most rushing yards. Or not Demarcus. What's his first
You
name?
know, I love how technical Matthew is.
Well, DeMarcus
The Robertson.
Robinson.
The Robertson did.
DeMarcus Robinson,
Oh, he has more rushing yards
I believe.
than like.
But their primary running backs is Edwards Helaire, Le'Veon Bell, and Darrell Williams.
So are we saying running back or are we saying receiver?
Well, just rushing yards. Who has the most combined rushing yards?
I'm gonna go Bucks.
Okay. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones. Okay.
That was all
Going with the
pointless.
status
All right.
quo.
All right.
That was all pointless.
All right. All right. It's what is it? Only one person's picked Tampa Bay so far.
Only one person so far.
Let's see if this is the second one. I have a
I got
hunch
it.
it might be.
You think so?
It's a lot of
But
pressure.
who wins tonight? Tampa Bay or Kansas City?
I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. 23-14.
In a low scoring game.
Everyone's expecting high scoring. I think it's gonna be low scoring.
Okay. All right.
Watch it be right in the middle.
All right.
It's your average.
So we got our second Tampa Bay pick. I had a feeling it would be those two. So, all right, Matthew, thanks for joining us. Good job.
Thanks for having me.
If you've been around our athletic department, Matthew's been around quite a bit. He's helped me spot stats everywhere and over the last 4 years. So he's been around here. No.
Just kidding. Those are
They're holy.
I love it. That's awesome.
All right, that was Matthew. No,
So
All
now
right.
you've met all of them.
all three Commerce boys and one friend.
And a friend.
So, all right. So I want to get Melissa's take on this. Now she's chimed in a lot though. She's been here, but now we're going to talk to her.
Okay. Ooh.
All right. So and I don't know. Well, I kind of know where this is going. I was going to say this is another mystery pick, but I've talked to her enough where I kind of know who she might pick. So,
Yeah.
but I don't. I'm still going to ask her obviously, but I thought there might be a mystery to it, but now I
Yeah.
kind of spoiled myself. I think by thinking about what we already talked about. All right, national anthem over under 1 minute 59 seconds. So
Over a little bit.
you think it's going to be over a little bit? Yeah, I agree. All right. What color is the Gatorade going to be? No.
I was seriously going with red.
Okay.
Red is also the second favorite, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
orange
think
and red.
orange is the favorite, and then red is a second favorite.
Yeah.
So, all right. Who has most passing yards? Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. No.
Mahomes.
Okay.
There we go. Put blue in there too. Sorry.
Dash.
It's slash blue.
Yeah.
So then it's purple.
No, no purple vibes around here, Morgan.
Which team has the most combined rushing yards? No.
Bucks.
Tampa Bay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I asked the receiving. I'm not at the receiving. Okay. Which receiving duo has the most receiving yards? Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce of Kansas City, or Mike Evans and Chris Godwin of Tampa Bay? No.
Hill and Kelsey.
Okay. Who wins? Tampa Bay or Kansas City? No.
Well, if Tom Brady plays like he did versus the Packers, they're losing. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. But they might. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. We're sticking with the Chiefs.
You know, that's interesting. We'll see how it plays out because I think Tom Brady's going to have a good game against
Yeah.
Kansas City. If you think if he plays like that against Green Bay, against Kansas City, I would say Tampa Bay wins the game.
If he played how he did versus Green Bay.
Yes, I think Tampa Bay
Really?
wins.
Yeah.
I do. If that happens, I'm not giving away my pick yet, but if that happens, I think Tampa Bay wins.
Okay. Respected.
Yep, I do. I kind of know Morgan's where she's going to be going with this
Yeah.
too. But we'll get her stuff. We'll get me and her. We'll get our.
Actually, I don't think you do because I have no idea still.
She's
I'm
decided.
gonna say
Well, is it just? I mean, okay.
we're gonna like cut it off when it gets to my pick because I have no idea.
No, you're going to get a pick on record. No. We're going to get a pick on record. We're going to go back next
have
week.
to.
We're going to go back next week into our show and see exactly who did what and stuff.
You know what? I'm sticking with the Browns. I want the Browns to win.
I'm good with that.
That's who I want to win. So I'm going to put a separate column and say Browns. That's
The
my
Browns
pick.
had a golden
That's my
opportunity.
pick.
The Browns had a golden opportunity to be here too.
Yes, they did. I mean, they kicked butt against the Steelers. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that hard to kick butt against the Steelers, especially after they lost in the.
Pittsburgh was on
streak,
a
you know,
downward
but-
trajectory, but Cleveland was only down 22-17 to Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes goes out in the third quarter. It was 19-10 when he went out. It was 22-17. They had the ball and had the punt, and then Kansas City converts on fourth down, keeps the ball, runs out the clock, and wins the game.
You know what NFL team we should have? The Mighty Unicorns. Just think about that. Like,
Okay.
yes.
But that's good. I'm good with either or. But I mean, if they're going to be unicorns, it might as well be mighty.
Honestly,
No,
they're
it's like a farming team, like
Yeah.
a AAA team.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It kind of does. It kind of does. It sounds like something you'd see like a promotion, like Unicorns
Yeah.
Hat Night or something,
Yes.
or
I
unicorn.
saw this. There's like the Savannah Bananas. That's a team.
Yep.
nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
There.
I
Yeah.
wish that
I agree.
we could have done like instead of like the wind surge, do the unicorns because I mean, come on, who cares?
I'd have been okay with that.
I know, right? I would-
Seriously.
I mean, I loved whenever they were the wing nuts. I literally on their night that they were giving
Yeah.
away like their older jerseys.
retro
Yeah,
ones?
the retro
Yeah.
jerseys. I hardcore wanted to go to that game just so I can get one and say, hey, I'm supporting the wing nuts. Like,
Like,
come
more like,
on,
what
it's
is
the
that?
wing nuts.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that. That'd be good. But you know
Alan,
what?
How
Yeah.
do you feel about the wind surge versus the wing nuts?
Wing nuts every day.
Yes.
Alan likes the wing nuts.
nuts.
Yeah, I like the wing nuts actually. I did too. No. The wind surge, you know, we was talking about when they had a team, and this is Alan Everwine joining us, our intramural director. He does all kinds of things. Oh, here, we'll get to that in a minute. He's everything. He does everything here.
Yeah.
But you know, when they were naming the name, Alan, remember they went through a selection process with the name. The wind surge never come to my mind as far as a possibility. What was you thinking on that?
Well, when I first heard that name, I'm trying to think, okay, I got to look up and see what the wind surge is or what that actually is. I mean, anybody else can tell me right off the bat what the wind surge is or what a wind surge is?
No.
Okay, the Urban Dictionary version of the wind surge. It is very interesting. It's
Yeah.
it's actually basically a fart.
Oh goodness.
Right before you are about to go to the bathroom. That's what a wind surge
They surely, but you know, they couldn't have looked that up.
I'm serious. That's
There's
actually
no
what it
way.
means.
There's no way if they knew that they would have named it that. I wouldn't
Okay,
think.
that's what
But
we're
who
saying
knows?
too, because like then people started to make like different memes or just like graphics of literally a horse farting in it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the image of the unicorn farting rainbows.
That almost
I think
spoiled
that would be
everything.
awesome if we were the unicorns. I'm telling you.
That would have been unicorns sounding better and better now.
Unicorns.
Unicorns.
Everyone, Keaton Snyder is also with us. He is a GA with Country Mules and does a lot of different stuff. Keaton, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good.
We're great. Can't tell.
Great.
Yeah.
Not getting in any trouble, are you?
Never.
Never.
What is that? What's trouble?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So Alan is our intramural director. He does all kinds of stuff, and Keaton is right there with them. And I'm gonna ask you both guys both this question. I know we're kind of laughing a lot, and Morgan's telling some funny stuff, and I'm gonna make it at least semi. For a moment, I'm gonna make it semi-serious. It won't be completely serious, but semi-serious. And it's impossible to do that with you guys, honestly. When we get together, it's just impossible to be serious. So Alan knows this, and Keaton, it's we can't be 100% serious.
We just have fun, man. We're just all about fun.
It's semi-serious at the most. I knew this part was going to be the comedy part. I was looking forward to this because it was going to be the fun part. But guys, with everything going serious, with everything going on, you guys are all involved in athletics. Obviously, I am too, and Morgan is, Melissa, we're all involved. But how different a year has this been? How is things going on your end? Alan and Keaton, you both can answer. But how would you assess things going on? As we're now in the second semester, we're a month into it, so we've had a a little bit of a sample size. How do you think things are going on your end?
Different is probably the best word to use, right? But I can tell you our students love the fact that we're offering activities in our area. We're attempting. I know there's some colleges out there that are not doing that right now, because I talked to some of my colleagues out there and they're like, "You really attempted that?" And I said, "Well, we did." "Well, how'd it go?" "Ask me at the end of the season." Because it's kind of unique, but no, just the opportunity to offer activities outside of the realm of athletics that help maybe some of our students find a second home or a second niche at Friends while they're here, and knowing that, hey, we're able to offer all activities. Social distancing is the key spectrum there, trying to do them as socially distant and as safe as we can, right? But no, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy from intramurals this year. Obviously, with the return of 5-on-5 basketball, that's been the big plus the last 2 weeks, really. I think there were some students that didn't think that would return, so it's kind of been neat to see the students participating again, giving it a chance, because that's what we ask some is, hey, give us a chance, see what it's like. If it's not what you're thinking, or you don't feel like we're doing the right measures, let us know. And to this date, knock on wood, right, Keaton, we're still able to do that, and no one's told us differently. So
Yeah, what do you think, Keaton? You do a lot with athletics. How's things going for you? And you did PA for volleyball yesterday. You do PA for baseball. You've done scoreboard. You've done a little bit of everything. What's your favorite thing to do though in the athletic department? What do you like the best? Because you do kind of a lot of niches. What's your favorite?
That's a tough one. I don't know if I can say I have one over the other. I don't know. I just like doing them all. But in terms of the intramural, I think intramural department here at Friends, I think one thing that we've really talked about in our meetings and our staff meetings and stuff is celebrate the small victories. And that's really what Alan's been harping on ever since we got back in August, was celebrate the small victories. We're able to have stuff, maybe the numbers aren't as as high as last year or whatnot, but I think being able to have basketball, being able to have fantasy football, being able to play volleyball, celebrate people coming out and giving them that chance to, hey, it's like sports, it's like our athletic department, or, pro sports, college sports, high school sports. It's an escape. It's an escape from, the pandemic. You don't have to, read the headlines or any of that. You just go out and have fun.
Yep, that's good. So about the game tonight, Morgan, I'm going to let her ask these questions. She knows them as well as I do right
I
now.
get to ask
So
them?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Start with Alan. I want to hear Alan. Start with Alan.
We're mixing it up over here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Alan. So I don't remember. It's a minute 59 seconds.
That's the
okay.
the line. Yes.
So the line for the national anthem. I don't pronounce this exactly, or I don't say this exactly as how Mr. Levi does. So I'm not very good at this yet. But the line for the national anthem is a minute and 59 seconds. Do you think we're gonna go over or under that?
I think we're going to go over that.
We're gonna go over.
I agree. That's my pick too.
I'm thinking 204.
204. Interesting.
Last year was 205, and this one is a duet, so I don't see any way it goes under 2 minutes. I wouldn't think. Only one person's picked the under. Only one person's picked the under.
It was Peyton too.
It was Peyton. That's the only one. Basically, when one's right though.
Well, it should be the only one that is right.
Yeah. No.
Oh man. So you know how they like to pour the Gatorade on the coaches and stuff? What color do you think the Gatorade's gonna be?
I'm going to say orange.
Orange? Okay.
That's the favorite. Slight favorite. Orange is slight favorite. And I said the other guest too, people actually bet on this stuff. Can you believe that? They do. There's lines and everything for this. Can you believe that?
I like all the commercials.
There's lines on will it be heads or tails, and
Yep. There is a lot of prop bets.
Do you think it'll be heads or tails?
never fail with tails.
I know, right?
Yep.
Can never fail with tails.
I always call tails. It seems like
always
what
call
I do.
tails, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think's gonna have more passing yards, Mahomes or Brady?
Mahomes.
Mahomes. That's been the favorite so far. Mahomes. Whoop, whoop. Okay, how many rushing yards total what team do you think is going to have the most rushing yards total?
To have that, you have to have a rushing attempt, correct?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. And that may be few and far between tonight.
No, of course you would ask me that too.
Yeah.
Like, man,
Yep.
wow, Alan. Jeez.
I just figured both quarterbacks would just line up in shotgun and just throw it all over the field tonight.
Well, that's what most people's going to happen. And I'll tell you what, the ones that very few has picked the Chiefs, but from rushing yards. But I said if the Chiefs, and Scott said this too, if the Chiefs lead in rushing yards, that means they are controlling time of possession and they are pretty much in control of the game. So that's not good news for Tampa Bay if Kansas City's leading the rushing yards too.
I mean, I think rushing yards, I could see Tampa Bay having that, but maybe rushing attempts and clock, probably Kansas City.
Okay, so I can't tell you Tampa Bay's receiving yards.
Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Alan, which receiving duo has the most receiving yards? Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, or Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce? Which duo has most receiving yards?
Kelce and Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm pretty positive we already know what your answer is going to be, but who do you think is going to win?
Are you just going off of the jersey that I found?
Yes.
Yes.
Jersey this morning.
That's a giveaway, but I know you're a 49ers fan though, so it's a little bit,
Exactly right. And here's a story. Last year when it was the Chiefs and Niners and we hosted the Super Bowl watch party in Casado, I wore a Niners jersey and they got beat. Alan, you're really going to wear the Chiefs jersey today? And I said, well, if it's bad luck, I'm sorry. If maybe it changes the luck, maybe I'll go back to my Jimmy G jersey next year if he's still a Niner or something different. But no, I'd say the Chiefs are going to win today. I think Brady's old arm will only carry him for 3 quarters, and then he's going to struggle.
What do you think the final score is going to be?
It's going to be 35
Okay.
to 28.
28. It's so close. Yeah.
All right, Keaton, how about you on all these things?
All these things. Okay. Well, first off, I think you guys are wrong on the prop bet. I think the best prop bet is the way that the first team's going to score. You know how that's going to be, right? It's going to be Byron Pringle opening kickoff. He's going to return it for a touchdown.
You think so? All right.
K-State alum. They're going to defer, and Tampa Bay's going to win the toss. They're going to defer to the second half. They're going to kick off. Chiefs are taking it back. Opening kickoff.
You got it figured out. You're on the record with this. Keith, you're on the record.
I'm on the record. This is a crystal ball right here. I've had it. I have the crystal ball.
Tampa Bay defers. We're going to see what happens because you're very specific.
That's going to happen. Yep. It's going to happen. You heard it here first, folks.
All right. Well, if it happens, Keaton, you stand out.
All right. What was the first question?
National anthem. How long is it going to be? Over under 1 minute 59 seconds. So.
And you guys said there's 2 people singing it?
Yep.
It's a duet. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be over then because
I think it's over.
I don't know how you do that.
I don't think why they go under 2 minutes. So.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say over.
Okay. What color is
the next one
going to be? No.
The Gatorade color?
Yep.
I think we're gonna do Arctic blue.
That's different.
Whoa, nice. See,
That's different, huh? That's not no one said that.
Certain, we've had a lot of guests on it, and most of them saying red, orange. There's been a couple that has stood out uniquely. Keaton, you're one of them. My son Matthew said glacial cherry. Dan Dowdy said purple.
No, Nick.
Oh, Nick said purple. What did Dan say? Was it?
Dan said orange.
Orange. Okay. Nick Rumbo said purple. Okay.
Do you have lines on these or?
No lines, just asking. No for us.
Okay.
But whoever wins this, whoever gets the most right is going to get a big shout out and a lot of pride on our next week's podcast.
Lots at stake here then.
Yep. So you are thinking this through. You're thinking deep on this. I like it.
I had to do my research,
Yeah. I hear you. Who has the most passing yards, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
I think Patrick Mahomes. I think Tom Brady's more of a game manager at this point. I think Mahomes is just gonna, throw it around. I think he'll outdo him by quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Which receiving duo has most receiving yards? Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce of Kansas City, or Mike Evans and Chris Godwin of Tampa Bay?
I think I'm gonna do it the Chiefs guys just the same way with the quarterback. I think Mahomes gonna throw it around. I think they'll be done.
Regardless of who you pick, you really can't go wrong with Kansas City throwing the football. As far
Yeah,
as
I think there'll be a lot of throwing for Kansas City.
yeah. How about rushing yards? Who has most combined rushing yards?
I think this is where it gets interesting. I think Tampa Bay is going to lead this because I think barring Bill Snyder ball, I'm going to, K-State fan here, so I'm going to throw some K-State knowledge at you. I think, Bill Snyder, when we play the spread offenses, it's always the best defense is your offense. And I think Tampa Bay running the clock and putting in the hands of Fournette and Ronald Jones, I think they'll outdo the Chiefs in the running yards.
I think Tampa Bay has to, because I think they have to keep. I think if Kansas City wins the rushing yard battle, that is really bad news for Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay has to keep Mahomes.
If that's the case, I think the Chiefs. I think it's over.
Yeah. If Kansas City runs ball effectively, it's Tampa Bay has to win that. They have to keep Mahomes off the field for as much as possible, keep it close, and then have a chance for a quarter. I agree. They got to run the football. All right. Lastly, who wins? Tampa Bay.
Okay. I think this is how it's going to go down. I think this is what my crystal ball said. I think the Chiefs are going to have the ball with like 2 minutes left. I think they're going to have a chance to punch it in. They're going to be down 3. They're going to have a chance to punch it in to get the touchdown and take the lead. But Tampa Bay holds them, and they have to kick a field goal. With 1 minute left, they have to kick off with Tom Brady.
Tom Brady
drives the Buccaneers down the field, and they set it up for a 48-yard field goal for who? Ryan Suckup. Ryan Suckup hits the game-winning field goal.
Kansas City. How crazy is that going to be?
The Buccaneers win the Super Bowl.
I love how you're thinking.
Wow.
Ryan Suckup is the hero, and the Chief fans are.
Oh,
If that
man.
happens, can you imagine what Chief fans are going to be saying of Ryan Suckup?
Everyone at Friends University is going to go after Allen Eberwine for wearing the Chiefs jersey.
Oh, there you go. Keaton, over under how many people get on to Allen if the Chiefs lose? Over under how many people? No.
Well, it's going to be the over. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know the line, but it's going to be over.
15, 20, 30. I mean, how many?
Especially with the watch party in Casado. I mean, I don't know how many Buccaneers fans are going to be there, but I would imagine the majority is going to be Chief fans. So
Allen might be in trouble then.
yeah, you might be in trouble, Allen.
All right, Allen better root with the Chiefs then really hard then, since he's wearing that jersey. Because he already didn't endear himself too well last year after wearing the 49ers. Yeah.
The only one in the whole building.
Last year though, I was probably the most positive for the Chiefs fans. When they got down 10, they were all tears were starting to flow. They were wanting to leave Casado. And I said, there's too much time for Patrick Mahomes to come back. And
yeah,
he did. So
how tough is it though, Alan? You're right, but how tough is it from last year? 49ers were up by 10 with about 6 minutes, roughly 6 minutes to go. Jimmy Garoppolo has a wide open Emmanuel Sanders, and it was inches off his fingertips. If he makes that throw, the 49ers have the game locked away. That'd be tough on you because that was the play that really could have sealed it and would have prevented Kansas City from coming back.
Levi, you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, because they were in control. Seriously, they were in control of the game at that time. Mahomes have thrown 2 interceptions. 49ers defense is dominating. If Garoppolo makes that throw, San Francisco wins the game.
Exactly. And who knows, San Fran would probably have been back this year. But
probably. Yeah.
Wasn't the way. I'm just curious how many times the Buccaneers cannon operator tries to shoot the cannon off tonight.
That is going to be.
There's a prop bet for that.
There is. And he's supposed to do it for every team, isn't he? Or no? Oh, no teams. Which is it, guys? Is he going to do it for every team?
Well,
touchdown.
Depends on who you listen to and talk to. He's supposed to do it for every team. Then
yeah, I know, but I'm wondering.
And I said, I'm just curious.
I'm curious too now. I've heard that too. I'm curious. That's a lot of things to watch out for tonight. I'm curious.
Well, it's going to be interesting because this is the first time in history that the home team that's actually hosting is actually in the Super Bowl. So
yeah, it's going to be different. Yeah.
No one knows exactly what's going to happen, especially with the team traditions of the field. So
yeah. Gonna be different. Gonna be different. All right, Alan Keaton, thanks for stopping by for a few minutes to join us. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you here pretty soon.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thanks,
You guys. Enjoy the game.
All right. You guys too. Talk to you again soon.
See you guys.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we've got, that was a third Tampa Bay pick. That was one more than what I thought it was going to be. I already was kind of counting on two because I've talked to Matthew and Luke a lot about the game. So I kind of knew where they might be leaning, but we've not made our picks yet though.
No, and I just
So,
actually found out some news with Kansas City. You know how like their number one defensive lineman, he's out.
Yep. Yep.
The rumor, at least in my hometown, is that Ricky Seals-Jones is going to be replacing him
Really?
for the Super Bowl game.
Really? Well, he's had some big game experience. He's been
I
with the
know,
Cardinals.
I know. but I'm
He was
like,
their top
it's
tight end for
crazy.
them. He's not done a lot for Kansas City, but when you back up Travis Kelce, there's not a lot of
yeah,
of
no.
reps.
No.
But yeah, hey, if he can
But
play,
so far, that's actually supposedly the rumor. So I'm going to be very excited for him if that is true.
Well,
because
yeah.
that's absolutely amazing.
but
And
anyway,
whenever-
if you just suit up for the Super Bowl, that's
Yeah.
major. I mean, that's
Yeah.
major. That's huge.
yeah, so I'm
That's huge.
I'm kind of excited to see if that works out or not. If that actually
Yep.
is, if
Yep.
he plays, then I'll go for Kansas City. If he doesn't, I don't know right now.
All right. Well,
I'm
I don't
still
know if he'll
debating.
play or not, but maybe you need to
I
root for
don't
Tampa Bay.
know.
I don't know. No. If he suits up, then no.
If
Be
he
sick.
suits up, then 100% Kansas City because I'm like, yes, Ricky Seals, let's go. I know you.
Yeah, yeah.
We
yeah.
used to be friends. Now he's too big, and I don't talk to him ever. So
All right. All right. So, what do you think about these questions first? You got over under on the national anthem. What
I'm
do you
definitely
think?
over.
I'm going over. I already said that, but I'm going over it. No, me and you both going over.
However,
it.
I'm very excited and looking forward to the national anthem.
Yeah.
Just because of who it is.
Yeah.
Huge
Eric
Church
Church.
fan.
Yeah.
Huge. So
Am I in the minority? I don't really know Jasmine Sullivan very well. I had to look up. I know she said she's a Grammy nominated artist, but I had to kind of look up her
I think she's still up and coming. That's why.
because I wasn't real familiar with her. I don't know if I was in the minority, just didn't, because I know Eric Church obviously really well.
Yeah, I
but
would say she's still kind of like an up and coming artist. Like she's definitely made the breakthrough, but
yeah, yeah,
she's still kind of.
yeah. Okay, okay. All right, so we're both over on that.
Yes.
What about you on the? You said purple for the color. You mentioned that.
I-
Is that your
I'm
pick?
still sticking
Is
with
that your
purple.
pick? Because you mentioned it, but I
It's
mean,
purple.
that's your pick.
It's
Okay.
gonna be purple. Or somehow, some way, it's gonna end up being purple. Like whether it's supposed to be actually really truly yellow. Well, whenever you look on the ground and watch, it's gonna be purple or something.
You know, when I think
Like
about the
some purple.
Gatorade, orange is a favorite. Red, I think, is a second favorite. But when I envision the Gatorade being tossed, being poured on the coach each year, you remember the old commercial? That was for all of our time, but remember the old commercial where when Gatorade first come out, Melissa, you may know what I'm talking about too. It was like Gatorade, the Florida Gators. They had their there's a commercial about it and stuff, and it was green.
Yeah.
And that's when I envision. I'm gonna go green just because that's if I have to think of a color, and I've not thought about it a whole lot. If I think of a color, I'm thinking of green, so I'll just say green. I know orange and red's a favorite,
Originally,
but
that was kind of like my thinking, just because I like to go to the original, the traditional kind
yeah.
of thing. Plus, I like green Gatorade, probably one
Yeah,
of the best.
yeah.
It's definitely up there. It's not my favorite, but it's up there pretty high. And when
Yeah.
you're just envisioning it being poured on them, I don't know. I just always think it has to be yellow. But
Okay.
at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Purple. Let's go with it.
That's different. That's
you ever seen
different.
purple,
I have
No,
not.
I have never seen purple.
But
And this
but
might-
Nick Rumbo said
this-
purple, so
This is a first time in history for a lot of things right now, okay? So
True.
look, watch this one be like the most famous part of the whole entire Super Bowl is that it was a
Yeah.
purple Gatorade poured on the coach. Who cares who wins? It was purple.
But I feel like a lot of people don't like purple Gatorade.
That's very true.
So they don't
I drink any kind of Gatorade honestly, but purple's not my favorite.
I just hear a lot of people say they don't like it.
Yeah.
So they won't drink it.
So you're trying to pour cold water on Morgan's pick early on in the process. So
I don't care. I
we'll
still
see.
think it's
Be
gonna be purple.
fun. We'll see what it is. We'll see what it is. All
This is coming from the girl that literally wants the wind surge to be now the unicorn. So
right. So you got purple, I got green. You're a unicorn. Yeah.
yeah,
But what?
unicorns.
But
Three
you gave the
rainbows.
direct definition of the wind surge unicorn to something better and better. I'll say that.
Rainbow Gatorade. It's every flavor of Gatorade.
Yes.
They put
What if it
every
was that?
flavor of Gatorade.
Rainbow Gatorade. That's what. Yeah.
Then who would win the drawing thing? The bets? No one.
Nobody.
All
Yeah.
They'd take their money.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because we said it was rainbow.
Oh yeah, they could us.
Just because you mentioned that.
We'll make a donation to Friends
Yeah,
University.
yeah. Yeah, well, really with us, there's not really going to be a drawing. It's just going to be like pride and a big shout out. Like we're going to,
On
whoever.
Twitter?
Yes, we'll do it on Twitter.
If the Chiefs lose, we have to shout out Alan on Twitter.
Mhm.
Yes, please do.
Because Alan
I
wore a
wanna write the
uniform.
tweet.
Okay, okay.
Alan
Well,
Everwine.
you're with us
That's
now,
right,
so you
we're
have that.
Alan
You
Everwine, Twitter stick with your Jimmy G jersey.
you have that in now, so I'll let you do that. If the Chiefs lose, when we do that to Alan, I'll let you do that.
I'll do it.
I'll let you do it. You can come out. You can be the inspiration
Then
for
I'll
it.
buy him a QT drink just so he doesn't feel bad.
All right. You can be the inspiration for the tweet.
Okay.
In fact, I might even put on there, we might put on there inspired by Melissa.
Yes.
On this.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good. All right. All right, Morgan. Next question was passing yards. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes.
I actually am going to agree with the majority and go Mahomes.
I am too for passing yards.
Yeah.
I am too. I think whoever we pick to win, I think Mahomes throws some more yards.
I think he does too. In
Yeah.
all honesty, like just looking back at one, the game that they did already
Yeah.
play. Two, just how the season has gone. I feel like he has way more passing yards than Tom Brady
Yeah.
does. Really and truly. I think
Brady
he's passing
wins a
better.
different way.
Yeah.
And even in the last game, the AFC Championship game, Aaron Rodgers threw for more yards than Tom Brady did.
Yeah.
So even though Tampa Bay won the game. So I think Mahomes throws some more yards. Whether or not who wins, we'll get that in a minute. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Mahomes on that too.
Okay.
All right. So receiving yards, what do you think? Kelsey and Tyreek Hill or Mike Evans and Chris Godwin?
I honestly really do believe Tyreek, and
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Hill and Kelsey, mainly because I know that supposedly the Bucks have a defense against both of them, and they're going to find a way to stop both of them. But at the same time, I don't really know. Yeah, I don't foresee their receivers being any better, for receiving yards. So
Yeah,
I
Evans
don't-
and Godwin are both Pro Bowl caliber receivers, as is Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey being a Pro Bowl tight end. But I think Mahomes is going to air it out more, and that kind of gets to our next question. But I think Tampa Bay is going to try to run the ball more and try to keep Kansas City's offense off the field, and I think it's what they have to do. I think they have to control the clock as much as they can,
Agreed.
and so I'm going Kansas City, Hill and Kelsey as
Yeah.
well. Rushing yards, you got.
I actually do think that it will be Tampa Bay on that one.
Yeah.
Because especially since Brady doesn't pass that much, I think he's going to have to run. And I think that means that's all that they really and truly can do. If they want to win, I
Yeah.
think that that's the main thing that they can do is just run.
Run the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that too. Tampa Bay's going to
Not
run the ball
hating on-
more.
Not hating on Brady and his throwing powers, no. But
No, Brady's going to have a good
Just-
game, I think, either way. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. I just think Tampa Bay is going to make a more effort to run the football.
Yeah.
And I think with Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, I think they will try to control the clock, try to play some smash mouth football. I think they will have more rushing yards. So like we said before, if Kansas City wins that battle, then it's probably going Kansas City's way in a big
I don't
way.
think this is going to be a blowout by any
No, I don't either. All right, who wins? You got to pick.
This has been probably one of the most stressful picks I've had to do in years.
Well, it should be.
Not gonna lie.
It's the big one. And you've stressed out over a few picks too
Well,
in the regular
yeah,
season, but
but-
this is the big one. It should be.
This one, they're so different, but they're so similar that
Yep.
it makes it so hard to choose. I mean, like, there's only a 3-point difference in favorite.
Yeah. It started out 3.5 and now it's down to
Right.
3 today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I really do think that with Kansas City, again, losing their starting defensive lineman due to an injury, I think that's really going to actually hurt them because he was very I wouldn't say necessarily dominant, but he was
Well,
very much
Eric
a
Fisher,
huge
yeah.
part of why Kansas City.
Eric
ended up winning
Eric
against
Fisher
Tampa
was
Bay.
our top or one of their top offensive linemen in protecting Patrick Mahomes.
Offensive lineman,
And
not
yeah,
defense.
and protecting Patrick Mahomes. Now I got where you're going on it.
You knew
And
what I meant.
and Tampa Bay's defensive line, Jason Pierre-Paul, Shaq Barrett, they put pressure on Aaron Rodgers consistently 2 weeks. So they sacked him 5 times. To me, that was the biggest difference in the game.
Yep.
Even beyond what Brady was able to do offensively. He had a great game, but the Tampa Bay's defense really put consistent heat on Aaron Rodgers. I think it's a big part of why Green Bay decided not to go for it on 4th and goal from the 8. I know it took a lot of scrutiny, and it probably wasn't the best analytical move, but I know what he was trying to do. 4th and goal from the 8. Melissa's here; she's reliving it. But it's the truth. 4th and goal from the 8. I didn't really question that decision because he's either way. If the percentages were low in picking that up, so what he's thinking of is, okay, you kick the field goal, make it down 5. You get the ball back, defense gets the ball back, and then you're going for the win instead of trying to just tie it desperately on 4th and goal from the 8. But I think a big reason why they didn't go for it is because of the pressure Tampa Bay was generating defensively. And I think that's a big part of tonight's game is can Tampa Bay put heat on Patrick Mahomes? It gets rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah.
That's big. If they can do to Mahomes what they did to Rodgers, that's a big key.
That if they can play that way and their defense can put that much pressure, which so far no defense really has been able to put that much pressure on Mahomes, and I will say that much. I mean, they have, but they haven't, if that makes sense. Just because he's so quick with it, and it's like literally his receivers just kind of already know where to go, even if he is in the gym.
Yeah.
Like he's just
Yeah.
like, well, he's eventually going to get it to me. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
somehow he finds a way, but I don't know. I feel like I think this is going to give him a run for his money. It did last time that they played him. And
Yeah.
I think that I know that, and we kind of had this conversation a little bit earlier. I think that actually Tampa Bay being on the Tampa Bay field or the Super Bowl is going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily because of fan wise or crowd wise or anything like
Mhm,
that, but just
mhm.
because Kansas City already beat them on their home turf. No team really likes getting beat on their home turf, you know? So, and considering that it was that close of a game, it was literally a 3-point difference, field goal difference last time.
Yeah.
I think that this might be a little bit of a different ball game.
Okay.
And watch the one time that I freaking pick him, he loses, but I think I am actually going to go with Tampa Bay on this.
Okay. You're on the record. Tampa Bay, you're picking Tom Brady.
Just based off of that, and I mean, I know my own competitiveness. I personally hate when people come into my home and think that they can take this away from me, especially something as big as this.
Yeah.
Like, and then also just come on. Like, I mean, Tom Brady, he's already had like so much going on. Why not just give him another Super Bowl? Plus, I mean, he's already making history anyways by now with the whole being the first team ever to do a home field advantage thing in the Super Bowl. But so I'm like, you know what? Just let him go off, you know? Just let him go.
Yep.
Just let him do what he needs to do, you know? But so I think that Tampa Bay, it's going to be an extremely close game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was another 3-point difference game.
Yep.
But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on this one.
Okay.
However, but if Rick is playing as a Chief, I will be rooting for Kansas City.
Okay. That makes sense.
He's from my hometown.
Well,
How can I hate on that?
I know, and I hear you.
School with him.
I hear you.
Oh, geez.
And we've talked about it a few times over the course of our show, but me and Melissa both are wearing our team's jerseys or colors, and neither one of our teams are in it, although Melissa's team got a lot closer than my team did. But neither one's in it, so we're supporting our teams. But last time these two teams played, you mentioned it, 3-point difference. Kansas City jumped out to a 17-point lead in the first half. Tyreek Hill had over 200 receiving yards in the first quarter. That's a huge game receiving, not just first quarter. That's amazing. Over 200 yards receiving.
People thought it was over at that point.
Tampa Bay has to find a different game plan to cover Tyreek Hill. That's not going to get it done. They have to find a different strategy to contain Tyreek Hill. If they do not, this game is not going to be close. It's going to be a blowout. And Tampa Bay's got to find a way to contain Tyreek Hill. I think it starts with what we just mentioned, the pressure on Patrick Mahomes. I think they have to find the right pressure. They do it with their 4 down linemen, drop guys back average. If they can't get pressure with the 4 down linemen, it's also going to be a long game because then they're going to have to blitz more. That's going to open up the middle of the field. Tampa Bay has to do that defensively. Offensively, they got to run the ball. They got to control the clock, keep Tom Brady off the field as long as, or Patrick Mahomes off the field as long as you can. Limit the possessions. They're going to keep it close. And I'm picking Tampa Bay as well. I've been leaning this way. I just now made up my mind just actually now.
Yes.
Seriously.
I made an influence.
Well, you might have been part of
I'm
it.
just kidding.
You might have been part of it because Tom Brady, you remember about a month ago on one of our podcasts, about a month ago, when the playoffs first started, we said if Tom Brady makes this run, if he went to Super Bowl, that will mean he has went through Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, most likely. We picked Green Bay to win that game. And then most likely possibly Patrick Mahomes, even though it's when the playoffs first started.
Like 3 amazing.
3 Hall of Fame, well,
yeah.
2 Hall of Famers for sure, and Patrick Mahomes is on the way.
Yeah.
Even though he's early in his career, but you got Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, 2 of the best quarterbacks of our generation. If Tom Brady goes through that gauntlet of Brees, Rodgers, Mahomes, that's an all-time great run.
Yeah.
All-time great run for an all-time great
Then
quarterback.
He'd really be the GOAT.
So if Patrick Mahomes wins tonight, and I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, Tom Brady's going to be the GOAT regardless of what happens tonight for the moment.
Yeah.
Chiefs win, whenever the game is over, Brady is still going to be the GOAT. Mahomes will not pass him tonight. But Patrick Mahomes will win his 2nd straight Super Bowl, already won an MVP. He's set up to win multiple Super Bowl rings. It could really Tom Brady's got a chance tonight, and I think this is the most fascinating part of the game. Tom Brady has a chance tonight to clear some distance between him and a potential successor as a GOAT. And if he wins over Mahomes tonight, it would be his 7th, and he'll have a head-to-head win.
Yep.
Where 10 years down the road, Mahomes, if he wins 3 or 4 more, people try to bring up Mahomes or Brady, and people's going to say, hey, Brady beat him head-to-head, and that's 7. If Mahomes wins not gets a 2nd and has 3 or 4 more, then you're going to be pretty even, and Mahomes won the head-to-head battle. I think that's a fascinating part of 2 legacy quarterbacks, one at the end of his career, one at the beginning, but yet it could really change the course of history. I've got Tampa Bay tonight in a close game. I'm thinking 31-28,
Yeah.
something in that realm. I think it's going to be close. But again, just watch out for these keys. If Tyreek Hill runs wild again, not only will Kansas City win, I think they're going to win pretty big. If Tampa Bay can't run the ball, I think Kansas City wins big. I think if the game gets out of hand, I think it's Kansas City that is winning. I don't think Tampa Bay wins big. I think they do control the clock. I think Brady makes the right throws in the 4th quarter, as he always does, to try to win the game. I think if it's a blowout, I think it's Kansas City that wins. So that's where I stand. I got Tampa Bay winning tonight. So what do we find out? I think there's now 5 of us that pick Tampa Bay now.
There's now officially 5 for Tampa Bay and 9 for Kansas City.
It got much closer at the end.
It did.
I think the first
I was
7
actually a
picked
little
Kansas
shocked
City, didn't they?
With Keaton's pick, not gonna lie.
Well, a little bit. I
actually
was
a little
too.
shocked with Keaton's pick.
That was the mystery pick that I didn't know who would pick. I kind of knew who everybody else was leaning, but Keaton, I had no idea who he was going to pick.
Yeah.
He was a mystery. So that was one of the mystery picks. That was fun.
That was funny.
That was fun.
I like his theory though.
Yeah, I like the ending. Ryan Suckup kicking the game-winning field goal. If anyone knows, Ryan Suckup used to kick for Kansas City.
Yeah.
So that would be fun if that happened. Chief fans around here would not like it. We're all surrounded by Chief fans, and none of us are Chief fans ourselves. But we're all surrounded by Chief fans. So it would be kind of funny, I think, if Ryan Suckup did kick the game-winning field goal.
That'd be interesting for sure.
I do.
You have an interesting response.
I do. All right. Well, we will recap everything next week on our podcast. Not only the game, but go over everybody's picks to who had the most right.
Have it all on
We got them on notebook. It's all on paper. It's on record.
It's all on pen and paper.
Morgan's done a great job keeping it on record. So
Well,
everybody,
At first I didn't. It didn't get to like after the third person.
yeah, you got them
I
all.
actually had him down.
Yeah, you got them all now. You didn't have to give yourself away. I got you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday was fun. It was fun. Yeah. What we talking about volleyball last week, like yesterday. It was
Oh, yeah.
first of many weekends that's coming up that we got, but we got through it, made it well. So we got it's a spring special, going to be typical of that, but it's all good. We got it. So, all right. It's been fun. Morgan, Melissa, you got anything to add? Either one of you? No. You got anything to add? No.
What? Hang Dad. What is hang?
You
Dad?
got anything to add? No.
Oh, anything to it. I heard hang Dad.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
hang Dad. Oh,
Yeah.
what?
No.
What's a hang Dad?
No,
I don't
I'm
know
giving
if
you
it's
another
a new term
opportunity.
that I don't know.
No, but it could be. No.
Yeah, I
If you
mean,
want it to
like,
be. No.
I told you I'm very old school. I don't know the new technical terms of anything.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, make it your own. I'm giving you opportunity. Add anything
hang
you want.
Dad.
You got anything? Yeah. It might catch on. No.
No, I'm good on everything to add. Just hoping that everybody has a fun and wonderful Super Bowl time. Whether you're with friends, whether you're with family, or even if you don't even watch it at all, who cares? You know, just have a great, wonderful Sunday. Because it's very interesting Sunday. It's been snowing.
It has been. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
so-
All right. Well, everybody have a great Super Bowl night. Super Bowl 55, kickoff at 5:30, about an hour and a half away, close to it. Again, we'll be back next week to recap it for you.
Yes.
Yep. So I guess that's going to do it for us. Melissa, thanks for joining us today. First time you've been on here. Maybe we can make that a habit sometimes. Feel free to join us anytime. So, all right. We'll talk to you again next week. Thanks for joining us.